Good morning, Vietnam. I bet $10 nobody can hear me right now. What do you think, Brian? You can hear me, so that's good. I can't hear myself, so.
Let's fix this. And no one can hear me. No one can hear Shane.
Yeah,
but we're here now.
I knew nobody could hear me because they could never hear me at the beginning of the show.
Welcome to the show, everybody. My name is Brian. That is Shane, and this is the Popcast Unleashed. Oh my goodness, I have gotten like 3 hours of sleep in like the last 3 days. God, Lord.
Yeah, it's fairly unhealthy. What I said.
Bad to have chest pain when you wake up. Oh yeah, God.
Good. Yes, what I said was good morning, Vietnam. I said, good morning, Vietnam.
They heard you, bro. They heard you.
Oh, they heard me.
Yeah.
You just couldn't hear me.
No, I can hear you. And we can hear you.
The reason I said good morning, Vietnam is because this week has felt, I'm guessing, because I was not in Vietnam. My uncles were in Vietnam. It must feel somewhat like a business type of Vietnam for you.
I don't know because I feel like it's disrespectful to say that.
Well, I was in Iraq, so I guess I can kind of.
Yeah. But so was this week like Iraq?
No, because in Iraq, believe it or not, even though it was dangerous and you always felt like you were in danger of losing your life, most of the time there was nothing to do.
Okay.
So yeah, and this week was filled with way too many things to do.
Real quick, where's that Obi-Wan Kenobi story?
Well, there's no story. I just sent you the
you just sent it over with no story. Okay,
I sent you the trailer. So if you'll,
I have to go look up. I have to go look up the trailer now. I have to go look up the trailer for it. Okay,
no, it's in the file. If you just, I know you have this problem scrolling up and down in Slack.
The file.
It's the top one.
I just see Dune.
That's the last one. So you have to go to the other side. Yeah. You have to actually go to the beginning.
Okay, all the way to the beginning. Okay, here we go. I'm going all the way to the beginning.
Yes, for the first one since last
You literally put the story about Jennifer Lawrence and Leonardo DiCaprio in there twice, by the way.
No, that's two different things.
3 times. You really want to see this movie, don't you?
No, there's two different things about it, but we're not going to talk about it today anyway, so.
Thank God.
Really? You don't want to watch that movie?
No, not really.
Really? It's about an asteroid coming to Earth and you don't want to watch that movie?
Yeah, I'm so over the end of the world movies where you can't do anything about it.
I'm not. I want as many of those as possible.
Why? They're so boring. Because all right, it's inevitable. The asteroid's going to hit the planet.
Okay, so you don't like disaster.
There's no hero. There's no villain. Like the villain is a force of nature that can't be attributed. All right.
Not in this movie. The villain is society in this movie.
Oh, even dumber.
No, it's fantastic. It's very smart.
I bet you $20 it won't be fantastic. $50, $100. Bet you $100 right now. It has has an average tomato score of under 60.
Okay, $100 bet is on.
$100 average score under 60.
Yeah, it'll be over 60 for sure. You've already lost that bet.
No, I haven't lost it.
Leonardo DiCaprio is already getting rave reviews. Trust me, it's going to be trouble for you.
Because he's Oscar clickbait.
It's not, because it's on Netflix, so there's no Oscars involved.
Doesn't the Netflix have Oscars now?
I think potentially it could, but have you seen a Netflix thing win an Oscar? I haven't.
I don't know. If anything's going to do it, though, it's going to be that. I guess it would be an Emmy for Squid Game, right? What's the TV version? Yeah. Emmy, right?
Yeah, possibly.
You know what? Oh, I just remembered? I don't care about Emmys or Oscars.
Not anymore.
I I mean,
see, Jeremy says he can hear us both now. See, there we go. They couldn't hear us.
Good morning, Jeremy. Good morning, Alim Gascara. Good morning, Shane Montgomery.
Oh, that's me.
Good morning, Kenneth LaRoque. Good morning, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Good morning, Jason Momoa. Oh my goodness.
If you guys are watching right now, please give us a thumbs up.
What is this Jason Momoa story? He strips down? What?
Let's see. Let's see if we're going to go into that later. What? You're going to get plenty of time to drool, my friend. We've got, please give this video a thumbs up right now if you're watching live so that we can get this moving.
Get it moving.
Last night I saw Ghostbusters. Brian saw it the night before that. We have a lot to talk about with that. Yeah, even though we weren't able to get here with you guys yesterday, we're really sorry about that. We were able to get out a new Popcast video. So it was either one of two things. We could either not get the video out yesterday and do the live show, but we could not kill Brian in that moment. Literally.
I almost died.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest though, seeing 25,000 views in 12 hours on that video is pretty motivating.
It's doing good, and we're going to talk about it later and what it means, a little bit about Stargate.
Where's the Wheel of Time, Shane? Where's the Wheel of Time in here?
It's all in there, bro. There's nothing that I wrote down that is not linked. So I guess you just
another one about that Jennifer Lawrence movie. Jesus, Shane.
Oh, you're seeing the same thing, bro.
No, I'm not. I'm seeing multiple articles about the same movie in here.
I don't think so.
I'm gonna screenshot it.
I think what's happening is
I think that you have a weird crush on Leonardo DiCaprio and Jennifer Lawrence, and now they're gonna be in a movie together. You're like, oh, we gotta talk about this movie.
I don't think so. Yeah. Oh, listen. The only freak here is you, Mr. I want to see Jason Momoa's junk in my face.
I'm sorry.
Oh.
Have you seen Jason Momoa? I'm the crazy
Not
person.
as junk. Not as junk.
I'm the crazy person. Look at this man. What a specimen of greatness.
It's scary.
I still can't find the last article. I'm sorry.
Which one are you looking for?
Why don't you do these things in order?
Well, because I don't choose them in order. I just put the news links in just like you do.
Which one of the Discovery ones?
What are you trying to find?
Well, you just typed in Discovery season 4. Oh my God, that started, didn't it?
Yes, it did. Yeah.
90% of our views are Star Trek, and we didn't even know it started.
Well, I knew it started. I actually saw the episode. Did you see it?
No.
Okay, I saw the episode. So, which is hard for me because I did not. It took every ounce of me not to want to see it. Are you looking for the Kevin Hart one?
Damn, you put 2 links to the Discovery thing in here too, man.
I don't know what you're seeing, dude. I've got one link to everything in here.
No. There's a Yahoo link. There's a Deadline link for the same story, man.
No, I only linked it once. Listen. Anybody who's gotten 3 hours of sleep, they don't get a chance to complain because you're not seeing things.
That doesn't track. Everything you're saying right now doesn't track.
That's okay. I'll show you my screen later. Let's move on, sir.
Okay. All right. Let me just. Are we talking about Andrew Garfield or Tom Holland here?
Yeah. Okay, let's go through what we're talking about so Brian can help out. Here's what's going on this morning.
We're
going to be talking Spider-Man links. We're going to be talking Tom Holland. Is he a crybaby? We're going to be talking about everything to do with Spider-Man because there was so much news with Spider-Man. It was ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable. I mean, Andrew Garfield, Tobey Maguire. There's just the Spider-Man news is sick. And I saw at the Ghostbusters movie last night, the trailer was just even a newer I don't know what they're doing.
It's so good. The one I saw the same one in the theater. It was so good.
It's so good, right? We're going to be talking about Obi-Wan Kenobi TV show and how, at least I think, it's going to bring hope back to Star Wars, to the franchise. Very excited for this. We're going to talk about Jason Momoa being naked so that Brian can have his moment. I knew he'd want this. The guy got naked this week, so
yeah, boy.
We're going to talk about the Stargate. We're going to talk about how Brad Wright kind of shared with everyone exactly what his Stargate will be if Amazon picks it up or what he's kind of done. We were surprised to see he put that out. And we're going to be talking now. We're going to have the Dork Knight on today. He is a YouTube host extraordinaire. He's on a lot of shows, and he's going to be with us today.
Yeah, it's weird about that. We need to make sure we ask him because he goes on all these live streams and he has He has no he's not an influencer.
It's brilliant when you think about it. You don't have any responsibility. You just show up and talk.
He's not a YouTube channel. He doesn't have a Medium page. He has nothing to plug. No, he just shows up like a bro. He's like, "Hey guys, how you guys doing? I'm just here to fill in on your show." I'm like, "Wow, okay."
Yeah, no, he is
bro.
Who was the guy who stayed with O.J. Simpson in his back room?
Oh yeah,
it was. It starts with a K. I just totally forgot.
What's that guy's name? Oh but my god,
that's who the Dork Knight is.
You couldn't throw a rock in the '90s without hitting that name.
But you know what? He was the coolest dude. So the Dork Knight is cool as well. But with the Dork Knight, we're going to be talking about why everyone seems to want to be James Bond right now. And it's so weird how it just kind of came out. And also, we're also going to be talking about with him, Kevin Hart. Kato Kaelin. Yeah, Kato Kaelin. Yeah, that guy was something else. We're also going to be talking about how Kevin Hart is, what you talking about, Willis? He's doing a different Strokes thing. So he'll be playing the Different Strokes character, if you remember that. We're also going to be talking.
He's playing. What?
Yeah, he's playing Gary Coleman.
It's a joke, though, right? He's not actually playing like.
No, it's an actual performance.
Well, so is he playing like the adult version of Gary Coleman?
No, he's playing the kid version of Gary Coleman.
That makes no sense.
Sure, it does. He's like 5 feet or 4'11". So yeah, it does.
No.
We'll explain more later when we get to the thing. It's actually very interesting, something I had never heard of, but it's been happening for like 3 years. So we're also going to be talking about The Wheel of Time, which just came out on Amazon. Huge Robert Jordan fans. It's the first 3 episodes are out. We're going to be talking about Discovery Season 4, not only the first episode, but why the rest of the world is angry, because you're not going to get Discovery Season 4 if you're a Discovery fan, which not very many people are.
No.
And of course, we're going to be talking about Ghostbusters Afterlife. Guys, it's the movie we've all been waiting for, even though critics are going to need to be hamstringed after we go
for real, dude. I'm sorry. If you are a Ghostbusters fan and you watch that movie and your eyes don't well up, okay, you're broken. You're not a
Ghostbusters fan, period. If not. And that's what we're going to be talking about today. While we look disheveled and I need a haircut.
Speak for yourself. I look fantastic.
Well, you're half alive. That's good.
Although I took a long shower. Remember when I told you I'm getting in the shower and I'll be on in 15 minutes?
Right.
And then I was on 45 minutes later?
Yeah. And like
I fell asleep in the shower.
Did you really?
Yeah.
Like 3 minutes before, I'm like, this may not start so well today. Yeah, we're going to also be sharing with the members later during the members portion of the stream. We're going to be sharing the next video we have coming out, which is going to be next Friday. So the videos are coming out back to back for us on the Popcast Prime channel, and they are getting very interesting, and they're going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, I wanted you guys to hear in Ghostbusters in proper Ghostbusters fashion. I wanted you guys to hear one of our buddies that helps us with music. I'm sure you guys have seen me link him in here before, but he did an orchestra version of the Ghostbusters song, and it is fantastic. Using that, we're using that in upcoming videos.
Okay, very cool. Let's go. We said good morning to some people here. Let's see. We've got. That's interesting. Jeremy says that Kato Kaelin, his parents were Jeremy's Wait. His parents were my grandmother's next door neighbor. So Kato Kaelin's parents was his grandmother's next door neighbor. That's wow.
Why doesn't it surprise me that Jeremy Snyder somehow knew Kato Kaelin?
Well, he does get around the country.
Jeremy knows everyone.
Nice.
My chest literally hurts.
Hey, Ensign Ricky.
It's not good, right? It's not good that your chest hurts. It's weird. All right, if I have a heart attack on air, I need you guys to make sure you like this video, okay? If I have a heart attack, like the video and share the video for us, or the stream. Also, we got to remind people. We have to remind people, because I know people are watching it right now. There's only 5 or 6 people watching this right now live, but there'll be a few hundred to watch it after the fact. Guys, subscribe and hit the notification bell so you actually see when the live show pops. You know, we went from When we first started on YouTube, we did these shows all the time. And then we moved over to like the more produced content we do now. But it's funny because when we first started doing live shows, we were getting like hundreds and hundreds of live viewers, but we would get no views afterwards. Now we get only a few live viewers and we get tons of views afterwards. It's weird. Now, I'm not complaining.
Yeah, it was weird. Yeah, we used to get, I mean, we got views in the thousands during the live shows.
In the thousands. We would have like maybe a couple thousand subs and we had like thousands of live viewers. And now we can barely get 10, but we get tons of views afterwards. Our current video is like doing like 1,200 views an hour. So.
Oh, yeah. Well, but as far as these shows go, it is interesting. You know, I think, wow, you're really struggling there, buddy.
My chest hurts.
All right, you're gonna need a nap later.
No, I think it's a muscle thing because you dropped off 4,000 boxes. Oh man,
101 boxes to be exact.
And then, by the way, when I was going to drop that truck off at 4 a.m,
yeah,
can I tell a story real quick?
Yeah, tell it, please.
I go to drop this truck off at 4 a.m, and when I walk outside, there's another 12 boxes in my driveway.
That's scary that they came that late.
Yeah. First off, yeah, they came at like 10 o'clock at night. Okay, so I'm going to drop that truck off last night. Woo! All right, I'm back.
If you actually have a heart attack right now, it will go viral. So just survive
it. You know what? Anything for the show, guys. So I'm going to go drop off this truck. It's a big truck. Shane got like Jeremy, when it was like a 5-ton truck. Probably the kind of truck. No, Jeremy, you probably drive a bigger truck, but this was a big truck, right? And it's not that far from our studio. So if you know, we have a studio where we do all of our work, and we dropped the truck. The truck was sitting there behind the studio. So I take the truck and I go all the way to drop it off at the place we rented it from. And like at 4 a.m. Well, I call Uber and have Uber take me back to our studio where my Jeep is, right? And I copy and paste the address in there and I set it. And I'm sitting there for like an hour outside this truck place. And I'm like, when is this guy coming, dude? And I see a message that says, okay, I'm here. And I'm like looking around and it's 4 a.m. There's nothing anywhere. Like, I can hear my own heart beating, which might not be a good thing in hindsight, considering my current situation. But like, it was so quiet. So I messaged the guy and I'm like, what are you talking about? No one, you're not. He goes, yeah, I'm here. And he puts the address in there, and the address is I don't know. It's not anywhere I am.
Where you were at.
So apparently Uber, if it can't find a business, it tries to find a business near the address you put in. So I put the address in, and apparently the business wasn't listed in there, so it just went to the next closest business. But this thing is in the middle of nowhere, so the next closest business was like the Main Place Mall in like Santa Ana or something on Main Street.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So I had to cancel that trip, and then start another trip. Bro, by the time I started walking, and I started the trip, and I started with a current location, by the time I finally got on the driver to take me, I was already halfway back to our shop, walking back, dude.
Wow.
Yes, because I guess trying to call Uber at 4:30 in the morning is, not going to happen.
I guess there's less people out there driving around. Who?
Oh, and the guy that picked me up. Oh my God, it was hilarious. He goes, yeah, I've been I'm ending my shift here. I've been taking strippers home all night. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's not interesting, Joe. He goes, yeah, love it. Best job I've ever had. I'm like, really? He goes, yeah. I make my own hours, hang out with strippers all night. It's awesome. My wife just thinks I'm a hard worker. And I'm like, wow, that's weird.
Yeah. All right. I got a winner there.
The guy used to work at Bank of America. During COVID, he quit his job and became an Uber driver. And now all night he picks up strippers and drops them off.
He found a way to have his cake and eat it too.
Yeah, man.
It's funny because I was going to say, who picks people up at 4 a.m? Like, who's out doing that at that time?
The stripper guy. And then now I'm in the back seat and I'm like, Oh God, I wish I had a mask on because I realized the entire truck has been nothing but strippers all night.
Oh my gosh. COVID 2.0.
Listen, guys, if you've ever been to a gentleman's club, and to be fair, I've never gone to any good ones. But if you've ever been to the kind of gentleman clubs I've been to, generally it just smells like poo and sadness. So
I was gonna say pee and sadness, but yeah,
or pee and sadness. And so yeah, in the second he said like he's been picking up and dropping off strippers all night, I'm like, oh God, now I can smell it. Like I can smell the
you can smell the sadness.
I can smell the sadness in here.
Is that what your dad wanted for you when you were growing up?
Yeah. 4:30 is just after the bar rush. You're right.
Yeah.
5 stars. Yeah, baby.
Oh, you go, Jeremy.
Oh man.
Totally recommend 5 stars for that one.
I remember the days. I remember that cutscene of Brian smashing his PC.
Yeah, Ensign Ricky remembers when we were on the Mixed Teas channel.
Yeah, Ensign Ricky. Last night, by the way, I woke up to an hour after going to sleep. I woke up to this sound. Like that, right?
Sounds like a dying cat.
And I'm like, what is that noise? And I saunter my way into my home office where I'm at right now. Oh, it's my computer. My AIO had decided that it no longer wanted to live. And it basically tried to hang itself inside my computer case. And that noise was my computer letting me know that it was about to catch on fire right before the live show.
Oh my gosh. When you said the word, I sauntered into my room, I actually envisioned you sauntering into your room.
Yeah. That was the classy version. The way I actually was more like stumble, was like this. What's that noise? Oh man.
That's
okay.
Great. Oh, Jeremy says that his buddy dated a stripper. They were at the club every night for about a year. Oh shucks, Jeremy, you had to do that for him, man.
Oh man, what a bro! What a bro! What a bro! What a pal!
Love that.
Okay,
let's talk about something other than us.
First story of the day. We are talking about Andrew Garfield. Wait, no. Is that what we're talking about?
We're going to talk Spider-Man in general.
We're talking about Spider-Man.
No, that's Ghostbusters, bro.
Oh, no, that's right, my bad.
Is there a Spider-Man theme song?
Wait. You know what? I think there is. Wait. My buddy has a back.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Hold up.
You gonna play it?
Listen to this. Speaking of that.
Is this the equivalent of you sticking your head out the window when you're falling asleep driving?
I'm so tired right now. Oh my God. Okay, yes, we were talking about Spider-Man.
All right. That was great. Yeah, so it's very interesting because I think we can pretty much confirm now that Andrew Garfield is going to be in the upcoming Spider-Man movie.
At this point, I'm done, man. I'm done.
Yeah.
First up, Andrew, calm down, bro. You don't own Sony. Chill out.
Well, it's funny because he's got this kind of weird, but this is why. I'm going to read you the quote. Apparently he was on Jimmy Fallon. I'm not sure why he's on Jimmy Fallon if he's not going to be in a huge upcoming movie. But here's what he says. He goes, I guess Jimmy Fallon asked him about the stuff coming out, the leaks coming out about Spider-Man Far From Home. He says, this is about the Spider-Man Photoshop thing that we talked about at Jimmy Fallon. Okay, this is him talking about it. He said, listen, at this point, I'm done. We'll all find out when the movie comes out, and we'll either be very disappointed or we'll be very happy. Or like someone will say, I told you so. And the other person was a bit. I told you so. We'll all find out. I'm sorry in advance. Now, let me tell you something.
Why are you here? I wish Jimmy Fallon would be like, okay, man. So why are you doing my show?
So, well, here's the thing is like, why would he not just say, I'm not in the movie? Like he doesn't have a horse in this race. So if he's not part of the movie, he has no attachment to Sony. He has no attachment to the MCU. He's got nothing. So if he's not in the movie, why not just say, I'm not in the movie?
Yeah, everyone needs to stop talking over there.
So he's in the movie.
Yes.
Because he just said, we'll find out when it comes out. Like, if you're not in the movie, then why would you not say, I'm not in the movie?
Everyone over there should do exactly what Tobey Maguire's doing and just be silent and invisible until this thing comes out in a month.
I mean, nobody's talking to Tobey Maguire, and maybe that's because Tobey does he even act anymore? I don't know. Tobey's in this movie too, though.
I don't know, but Tom Holland, like, when they go do these shows, like Fallon and Kimmel and, I don't know, name your generic white guy with the oh shucks grin doing a show at night,
right?
That what they need to have specific things they don't talk about. They don't talk about the leaks. They don't talk about, you know, the extra Spider-Man, and they talk about the movie. But those, and every time someone brings it up, they should just ignore it. No one should be talking about these leaks. See, like, well, yeah. I was super excited because of the leaks and the idea that I totally believe it in there, blah blah. But now that they're doing this weird like backplaying thing, and they're like, "Oh, I don't know," you know, like, okay, all right, you know what? Stop talking. Just let us be fans, okay?
Well, I think this isn't their fault. I think this is Sony's fault. I think Sony is doing this on purpose, trying to generate buzz, which is just not necessary at this point because this movie is like more hyped than it can be hyped.
Yes, this movie is as hyped as possible. You're insane if you don't need more buzz.
I mean, I keep watching trailers and I keep thinking about it, and I'm like, how can they possibly fit everything that they're showing us into this movie and have it still make sense? You know what I mean? I mean, you've got Electro. I mean, do you see that in the latest one they got Jamie Foxx?
Yeah, and they have Sandman, Lizard Guy.
It's crazy. Who's this? This movie is going to be like, I don't know if you can even make a Spider-Man movie after this movie. Can you?
I mean, so what's the runtime on it? You know?
Yes, I can tell you
because I can tell you exactly what I think they're gonna do if we know what the runtime is.
Let's see. Whoa, they're not giving us a runtime yet. Let me look it up. I'm looking on IMDb. Let me look up someplace else really quick. Spider-Man.
Hey, why are you doing that? Listen, Kenneth. Sorry, we sometimes miss you because you're in the members section, but yeah, I remember that too, man. I remember that crazy 5K viewers or something we used to have.
Wait, what did he say? What did Kenneth ask?
5 to 10K viewers before. I'll be right back. I'm gonna let you do that. I'm gonna be right back. Okay.
Okay. So Spider-Man Far From Home is running 2 hours and 10 minutes. So I'll tell you guys what I think's happening. I think Sony is putting this information out, trying to create a buzz that's not really necessary. And I think it's getting out of their hands. I think they wanted to do a little bit of a leak to kind of get it going, but now it's kind of the snowball running downhill. And they can't stop it. So the best thing for them to do at this point is really to get everybody to continue doing the marketing, but have them kind of answer things. But when Andrew Garfield gets asked, you know, about it again, and he's like, look, we'll see when it comes out. That means he's in the movie. Okay. That means it only confirms things. Right. And then Andrew Garfield went on to say his favorite Spider-Man was Tobey Maguire.
Yeah. You said, I know. That's not telling it all.
Right.
Jesus. Right. You said it was 2 hours and 10 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, this movie might actually be a big movie. It's also possible that it is a part 1 to the Multiverse of Madness part 2.
Maybe, yeah, but the problem is Tom Holland isn't under contract past this movie. So this is it. They've got all kinds of things happening in the Spider-Man universe, but he's not under contract.
But he had to have shot scenes for Multiverse of Madness already.
Maybe.
Right?
But you would think that he would get money for a future movie, you know, and that could be worked out later. But, you know, part of what we're talking about with Spider-Man today is Tom Holland, and he's just there's some weird stuff going on with this guy. Like, you know, I think I put in there, you know, is Tom Holland a crybaby?
I think he's exiting the franchise, and it's upsetting him, but he can't say anything about it.
Maybe
he's a young kid, bro.
Yeah, so he was 17 when he started playing Spider-Man. He's been in a lot of stuff. He's got this high-profile relationship with Zendaya, who's also in Dune, who played MJ in Spider-Man. He's in
a relationship with that girl.
Yeah, so he's complaining. Tom Holland's doing this weird complaining thing a lot lately. So apparently him and Zendaya were making out in the car. Somebody got a picture of it, and now he feels like his privacy's been attacked. I mean, it's like, dude, I'm sorry. When you're one of Hollywood's biggest stars right now, you don't have privacy, especially outside in a car.
I'm sorry, Spider-Man and Mary Jane are making out outside in a car in public, and they're mad that they got pictures taken of them.
Yeah, it's pretty, Yeah. So, anyways, he's complaining about that. He's complaining about this new other movie that he made where, he says he's making the Uncharted movie and it broke him. He's talking about the physical nature of the shooting just broke him. He's talking about he doesn't know if he's going to be in Spider-Man anymore. He just sounds like a guy who was kind of a kid who everything came really fast, and now he's just I don't know if he's handling his stardom really well.
I do want to see Uncharted, however.
Yeah, I mean, it looks like it's going to be pretty good. I mean, it looks like it's a very physical film. It's got Mark Wahlberg in it, right?
Yeah, remember they were going to do Uncharted with Nathan Fillion, but he had aged out of the role by the time they got the go ahead.
Yeah, so I mean, it just seems like Tom is just in this weird place. He did this GQ article where, he talks about, finally being at home after, basically years of working. And it sounds like he's decompressing and he's venting, into the media, probably more than he should be right now. And it's coming across as kind of like he's talking about having stress and yeah.
Sounds like a very rich crybaby.
That's kind of what it sounded like to me. It sounded like, these are first world problems you're having here.
I only made $35 million on Spider-Man, and now they want me to retire the cape, and that's not cool. And
well, what's funny is, I like Tom Holland in the movies he's been in. He's been a good Spider-Man, and sometimes this public persona, people tend, I don't know if maybe he trusts the media more than he should, but all of his headlines are terrible. Tom Holland and Zendaya don't want to talk about it. Tom Holland says shooting Uncharted absolutely broke him. Tom Holland said maybe it's time to move on from Spider-Man. Like these are the three headlines. When you look up Tom Holland, and these are the top three things that show up. So it's like the media is not going to spin anything positive for you. They're looking for ways to destroy you and break you down.
Yeah.
So unfortunately, it's just kind of a weird situation, but I mean, Spider-Man can't get here soon enough for me, not just because I want to see it, but because I'm really tired of it being in the news. It's just, I'm tired of the churning. I think they've given us everything they can give us. And at this point now, we just need to see the movie.
I agree. When's it come out? December 15th? No, 17th? 22nd?
Let's see. There. December 17th. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. And then the week after that, The Matrix 4 comes out. It's going to be an action-packed December, bro.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. Matrix looking good. I saw the latest trailer.
Gosh. The trailer at Ghostbusters. I'm like, we have not seen that trailer that good yet.
No.
The timing of the music you get to see so much more of what the movie, the tone, they were right. The tone of this Matrix sounds a lot different. It feels a lot different, at least through the previews, than it did the first three movies.
Yeah, that's because film theory is right.
I think 100%, especially after watching that last night and then thinking about it as he's talking to that guy at the very end. He goes, "Can you believe the Matrix is back?" Right. And you're like, oh, it's his agent.
Right. It's his agent. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, guys. Enough about Andrew Garfield and Tom Holland and crybaby millionaires. Let's talk about a new franchise, an old new franchise. Obi-Wan Kenobi.
I got to tell you, I'm so excited about this. Let me be honest with you guys. I haven't been excited about a Star Wars thing since since I guess the end of episode 7. I think I also really enjoyed the one-off. I can't remember what it was. The one with the Rogue One, Star Wars Rogue One.
Yeah.
Really enjoyed Star Wars Rogue One. Pretty much enjoyed Star Wars Episode 7, and then it just fell off a cliff. And I mean, unless you talk about The Mandalorian, which some people really enjoy, I haven't got into it as much as others. I'm really looking forward to this Obi-Wan Kenobi series. It takes place 8 years after he drops off Luke and Leia on with their aunt and uncle. And so it picks up at that point. And it's basically going to be Obi-Wan and that whole time frame up until Luke, when he turns 17, when he decides he needs to go into town for converters.
I wanted to go to Tosca Chase to get some power converters.
Right. So it's that. So so he's 8. So at this point, Luke would be 8. So it's the 9 years in between up until leading to Star Wars Episode 4. And it's a period of time in the Star Wars timeline that we haven't seen anything of. And arguably, the Obi-Wan Kenobi character that Ewan McGregor gave us in the prequels was probably the best of all the characters. Would we agree?
In the prequels? In the prequels, yeah.
So, and then on top of that, and I know there's a lot of criticism of Hayden Christensen, he's also coming back in this Obi-Wan Kenobi series as Darth Vader.
He saw some younglings and he's like, that needs to be taken care of.
That's not Hayden's fault. Okay,
that requires a rectification.
Let's be clear. That's not Hayden Christensen's fault.
Yeah, but the way he smiles is hilarious. He's like, he has that little like half smile right before he murders all the younglings.
Right. Well, he's supposed to be evil, right?
Yeah, but they just flipped on a dime. He's like, hey, I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm your friend. I'm a serial killer.
Well, it was horrid. It was horrible.
Right.
It was a moment. It was supposed to be that moment. So I didn't find it humorous at the time, but it is looking back.
He killed the younglings.
Currently, the series is scheduled to be released in 2022. They've made 6 episodes so far. Some of the people in this series, very interesting. Kumail Nanjiani, who was just in Eternals, and of course in one of our favorite shows, oh gosh, the computer show he was in, you know what I'm talking about, the Indian guy.
Silicon Valley.
Oh, I know. He's in the show. Why are you laughing?
I let you struggle for way too long.
I know, you knew.
I knew. I'm sorry.
Listen, you guys are, Brian at 3 hours. He is very, he's not a very nice person sometimes.
I am a very nice person.
You are, when you've had some sleep.
Oh, look, some younglings.
So we've got Ewan McGregor.
What do they call younglings or not? They're something like Padawans?
They're younglings. No, they're not Padawans yet.
Oh, so they're just younglings.
I don't think so. I mean, they could be young Padawans, but they're considered younglings.
They're just like these adorable little kids in Jedi robes. They're like, hi.
It's like when you're at Disney and they're going through that the Jedi experience.
Yeah.
And they actually kill all the kids. It's terrible.
Wait, can we see it? We need to see that scene real quick. Hold up. I gotta pull that up.
You're gonna show it.
It's just too good. Yeah. First thing comes up. The younglings. The younglings killed. Okay, here we go. I want you to look at how adorable these little kids' faces are. And they're in their little Jedi robes, just like at the Disney experience.
Right.
They're all excited to see their hero, Anakin.
With a bunch of troops behind him.
Yeah. You can always tell the time frame because, like, the bad guys always look like super emo. Anakin.
Master Skywalker, there's too many of them. What are we going to do?
It's like, you look like a young Obi-Wan. Oh no, this is not going to end well.
Master Skywalker. He's like, wait.
I don't know, man. I don't know. He's in a rare mood today, guys. He's in a rare mode. Oh yeah. Break it. You need your cloak.
Oh my God. I love that scene so much.
So this thing's running for 6 episodes, man. And right now, I think they're going to see how it gets. I think they're going to take a look at how it's received.
Are we going to see Anakin in this?
Yeah. Well, we're going to see. Yeah, we'll see Anakin. He's in it. I mean, he's Darth Vader now.
Oh, that's right. It takes place afterwards.
Yeah, it's 8 years after the events of Part 3. I mean, this is literally the bridge between Part 3 and Part 4. That's this TV show. And I mean, I think that's why I'm excited about it. I was not as down on the prequels as a lot of people were. There were things about it I didn't like, but ultimately I enjoyed it. And of course, the original series is nothing compares to it. So being able to link those two together with a character and an actor that is familiar that I really liked, and the other thing about this is that Ewan McGregor is an executive producer on this show. So that he's going to be making sure that the tone is right, at least compared to what he's done previously, right?
Right.
And so I think there's a lot of good things coming. And so it gives me a lot of hope that, perhaps in the movie space, they can't get it right. But perhaps with the success of Mandalorian and now this Obi-Wan Kenobi series, and then the book of Boba Fett, which looks very good, using the original actor, perhaps we can get this thing back on track. What do you think?
I'll tell you what I think. Ready? I'm ready.
We gotta use sound. Oh, there goes the kid's head.
Dude,
you destroy your computer.
This is one of those like really professional ones that my boy Jason gave me.
Oh yeah.
I let my kids play with it for like 6 months, and now the speakers don't work anymore.
Yeah. That happens frequently.
Yeah. Kids ruin everything. I'm kidding. Okay. They don't. They're wonderful.
Yeah. This is very interesting. So just going through it, I don't know. So what do you think? Are you excited for this? Give your opinion.
Yeah.
Do you not care?
I care a little bit because it's Ewan McGregor and when it takes place. But you know how I feel about prequels, man. Like
well, there's nowhere to go into the future with it.
Yeah, I get
right. I mean, they've already ruined it.
Yeah, they've already ruined it. Yeah.
So like you got to exist in this, the space between the floorboards.
Right.
You're going to have anything. I mean, literally going forward, I don't even know what they do at this point. They must think going forward, oh my God, what do you do?
Right.
We've already destroyed the universe, completely killed the story. I would be terrified to do anything in the future. And eventually they're going to run out of the space in between the floorboards. So they're going to have to, I got to tell you, it's going to be an interesting thing to follow because, Star Wars at this point is Star Wars is a disaster story. It's a calamity. It's this beautiful, perfect thing that was episodes 4, 5, and 6 that became an acceptable, you can tolerate episodes 1, 2, and 3 because George Lucas made it, to then Disney took over and, Hiroshima occurred.
What's weird is that episode 7, a new, whatever it's called, was basically like a recreation of A New Hope, right? It was
sort of, yeah. There was definitely some similarities.
Had the same, all the same beats and all that, right?
Right.
And it was weird because I was listening to someone talk about Ghostbusters, and they're like, Ghostbusters Afterlife does sort of the same thing that, that episode 7 did, except for they did it right. So like they did introduce enough member berries to make you know that you're watching a Ghostbuster movie, and they did, reintroduce the main characters. They had that that reunion on screen.
Right.
So all the stuff that Episode 7 should have done in its recreation of A New Hope, it didn't really do. It just sort of left you with blue balls. And then going into the next movie, it started killing characters off and stuff, and it started so you're like, oh, okay, well, it was good. It was good enough. I can't wait to see more, And then they just dash all your hopes and dreams on the rock because they start killing off characters. It's crazy bad.
Leaving Luke out should have been the red herring. It should have been the sign that we realized something was wrong.
Right.
Not having Luke back on 7 properly, because I believe Mark Hamill was difficult to control. In all honesty, it just took everything down. And it's sad. J.J. Abrams, at that point, now he takes a lot of criticism, but at that point he was kind of the savior of science fiction franchises.
Yeah.
So a lot of hope, and it's now gone. So I am excited again.
An old hope, you would say.
I'm ready to be heard again, I guess is what I'm trying to say here.
I'm ready to be heard again, Senpai Disney. Spank me hard or Daddy Disney?
Oh, nice, yeah. No, don't give me those visuals. Do it in Mickey's voice. What?
Get your ball game, Shane. I'm gonna bet you on that couch and give you Star Wars 10 and 11. All 10 of them. Okay, all right.
So 2022. I don't have
people at my house right now, and they're wondering what the hell's going on in this room.
So that's pretty much what we got on Obi-Wan. We got to it says still sometime in 2020. We don't have the actual day yet when it's coming out, but we have a trailer. You showed some of the clips, so I guess we'll wait and see what happens.
Yep. It'll be demonetized or claimed.
Oh, somebody here says May. I know why they're doing this. May 2022. And of course, they're thinking of Star Wars Day, May 4th.
May the 4th be with you.
That would make sense.
All right, guys, let's talk about Jason Momoa.
This is only here for you.
Okay, I mean, look at this.
Literally, the only reason it's here is for you.
What a rock star this guy is, man.
Oh, he was acting up like a rock star. That's for sure.
You know what I love about Jason Momoa is that his social media is just Jason Momoa. It's not like, when you go to some actor's social media and you realize, oh, wow, they're dumb.
Right.
That's not Jason Momoa. He's just Jason Momoa. He's not trying to he's not trying to solve world hunger on his Twitter page. He's trying to save a volcano in his hometown and catch some sweet waves, bro. He
is fighting against the giant satellite dishes or radar,
I mean, yeah, but that's the right kind of thing. That is his. That is stuff he can affect.
It's in his backyard.
It's in his backyard, literally and figuratively, and it's something he's passionate about. Unlike some of these actors with the worst hot takes ever, and you're like, man, I thought this guy portrays this brilliant scientist on a science fiction show, and you realize he can't even say basic scientific terms without reading it from a script on Twitter. Oh God, Twitter is what was that line from Star Wars? A cesspool of something in villainy. What's it called? Remember that line?
No.
That line when you were talking about Tatooine?
I don't remember it now.
Oh, bro, you're killing me, bro.
I'm sorry, I don't remember. I don't even know which Star Wars episode you're talking about.
The original.
Is it 4? When you're talking about when Alec Guinness is talking about going into
yeah, going into
yeah.
What was it said? Damn it.
I'll find it for you.
Oh, you would never find a more wretched hive of scum and villainy. We must be cautious.
Yes. Okay. That's good.
What you guys don't know is he was actually talking about Twitter.com.
100% true. I love this headline here. Jason Momoa strips at Gucci after party to reveal buff body before stumbling out of London club barefoot at 2:30 a.m. without wife Lisa Bonet. It's literally the longest headline I have ever seen.
It's a super long headline. And it sounds like, yo, you guys trying to get him in trouble? Can you guys chill out?
It does, right? They're trying to dime him out.
Yo, Radar. Hey, what's up, bro?
A shirtless dancing Jason Momoa is a sight we could watch on repeat. A newly surfaced video shows exactly what went on inside the London club before the Aquaman actor stumbled out at 2:30 a.m. without his shoes or his wife, Lisa Bonet.
Oh.
Yeah, so I guess Lady Gaga's House of Gucci premiered in London, and he was at the after party because they're there doing filming for Aquaman. And there is video of it. If you scroll down, you can actually see him rip his shirt off, which is why I sent it for you. Because, oh yeah, there we go. That's definitely a drunk Jason Momoa and a dude going, please make him get off me.
please, no, I don't want to go home with you tonight, Jason.
I know that's not lifesavers in your pocket.
No, please, no, not again.
Not again. Is that what you said?
Come here, Chris. Lisa's not here. I need a stand-in.
Right.
Your feminine bald head really turns me on. He was way
posted there. Look at it. That is not a good picture.
Dude, does House of Gucci look like a good movie or a bad movie?
I don't know.
It's a weird thing where I can't place it. It's like I don't know. Well, if it's a good movie or a bad movie.
I want to hate it simply because it's called House of Gucci.
Right. Yes.
So I have this bad thing happening immediately, but then I'm like, well, it's Lady Gaga, and I did like her in
Star is Born.
So I kind of want to like look at it with my inside out. Oh, there you go. There it is. What drives me crazy is you got Jason Momoa stripping, and this person holding the camera doesn't know where they're at. It's like the weirdest thing. Watch this. They're like, look at it. It's all over the place.
Yeah. There's some people who just can't hold a phone, dude.
Well, they're like, at one point they're like filming the ceiling.
I know.
It was weird.
And I always ask whenever I ask my wife to like take a picture of something, it's always like, it's not center. I'm like, yo, if I'm having you ask you to take a picture of like this vase, make sure the vase is in the center of the screen. Why is it off to the left or right? I don't understand.
Is it a vase or is it a vase?
Whatever. I think I don't know, man. It's an example.
I just like if you put your vase on the left or the right.
Would you like a vase with your gray papa?
Then you would be in House of Gucci, which
House of Gucci.
Anyways, I thought you would appreciate it. I don't know how often Jason Momoa, maybe when he's in Hawaii chilling at the bar down on the coast, he's taking his clothes off or something. But
I got plenty of deep fakes if you guys want them.
Right.
All right, guys. That's enough about Jason Momoa.
Yeah, I don't think we need to do any more of that.
Let's talk about this, our latest video.
Yeah, so this is very cool. If you guys haven't seen it yet, go on over to the Popcast Prime after this is over. The Popcast, I guess, and check it out. It's what's interesting is about a week and a half ago, a story came out that talked about Brad Wright sharing, basically what his pilot is about. And we just kind of, Brian and I looked at each other and went, did this just happen? Because Brad Wright doesn't share anything. Hardly ever. It's been between him and MGM over the last decade. Mum's the word, And so to have so much information happen, and it feels like since Amazon is making this purchase of MGM, it feels like, or it seems like Brad Wright has relaxed more with his new podcast, and he's tended to start sharing more information with us. And so, as it comes out and as we learn more, we're of course sharing it with you guys. And that's what this video ended up being about. It kind of leads us to believe, with so many people saying, Brad Wright saying there's going to be new Stargate, every actor saying, look, there's definitely going to be no Stargate. There is a lot of confidence in people that have not had confidence before. Before Brad Wright always says, oh, we'll have to wait and see. Oh, well, hopefully, and everybody kind of says the same thing. Now they're all saying, oh yeah, it's going to happen. At some point it's going to happen. And Michael Shanks says that they all say it. So, we're taking a key from that, right, Brian?
Yes, yeah, exactly. And the fact that these two guys are hanging out and talking about how it's inevitable. No, everyone, in fact, I'm not trying to throw shade, but a lot of these actors aren't really working very much right now, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, of course, they want to make sure that the powers that be in the whole world knows that they are interested and that their agent is on speed dial.
Right.
Not only is it obviously a moneymaker for them, but it might be a chance to sort of reinvigorate their careers. Some of these people don't have, like Amanda Tapping went on to do a lot of stuff. Like she was in a lot of stuff, not just, so much. She was acting, directing, writing,
right,
all three at one point.
Seems like she's almost more into directing now too.
Well, she had a recurring role on Supernatural. People don't really remember that. Recurring role for over 5 seasons as like basically the leader of heaven, an angel of heaven. But she was also in a show where she played like this sort of a supernatural, like hunter. It's really hard to explain. Great show. You should look it up. I can't remember the name right now. But yeah, she's doing a lot of acting, directing, and writing, mostly directing lately, but even then, she pops in and out of her own stuff. So she's working, but not everyone is working. The fact that probably the one that's working obviously Jason Momoa is working the most.
Right.
But, someone like Amanda Tapping who has plenty of work, is also still constantly talking about it and showing up on podcasts and streams. And
Dean Anderson, who just isn't acting anymore, said he'd be willing to come back.
Yes, and he's going back. He's going to be at the GateCon. He said,
"Yeah, it's weird. It's just not.
Why would he be going to GateCon?
Because he knows something's cooking.
Yeah, something's cooking, bro. Right. And this is look, this is big money for them. Not only is something cooking, but Amazon's cooking it.
Right, and I think Brad knows more than he's telling us. And I think in this video we talk about how he gives it away.
Right.
And he kind of gave it away right in front of us. And I think we all missed it, and in this interview right there, actually he's talking about it right now. He actually talks about the fact that he had done something. He was basically working on something with MGM, and then COVID messed it up, and so I think they were planning to do something with him. And then COVID came in and kind of messed everything up. And then the sale to Amazon then further messed it up. But I think Brad is aware of this, maybe this team or this process with which they plan on going forward with Amazon. Like everything's in place. Why would you not make Stargate when you have a pilot, you have actors, you have everything that you need, you have the original co-creator of the show, everybody is ready to go. Amazon would be crazy. They're going to spend $10 million an episode on Wheel of Time. They're going to spend $500 million making Lord of the Rings. And they got to create all that from scratch, which they're doing, where this is already got a rolling start. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's a fan base in place.
And if you don't hit it soon, you're gonna miss the opportunity, because some of these actors and actresses and writers and whatever, they're aging out of the running. Like,
yeah.
It's good, pretty soon they're going to be just, too down the road to really play those roles anymore. And you have a few more years, Obviously not Tilk, because that guy looks just as young as he did. Maybe he's actually Jaffa because he doesn't really age.
Right.
But you know what's weird? Oddly enough, Christopher Judge, who had been vocal for like a decade, has said almost nothing the last year and a half.
Yeah, and the thing he has said almost is a little troublesome, because he's basically said, don't worry about anything I've done in the past, do something new. So he almost seems like the only character who might actually be, maybe doesn't want to come back, which I don't know. What the thing with Christopher Judge is, he's doing a lot of voice work and he's successful with it. And he may not want to return to put himself on the screen. He's not a guy in social media, really. He's not a person to put himself out there,
bro.
What's that?
Voice work. I'm so sorry to cut you off. Voice work doesn't pay as nearly as much.
Right, but he may not want to put himself. There's a lot more effort that goes into acting than to go into voice acting. So maybe he's got enough work where he's comfortable and he's happy, and maybe he doesn't want to go back and screw up Tilk. You know what I mean? Maybe he's worried about that character. I'm just spitballing here.
I know of like two people in two celebrities, actors that I've seen play popular characters that have ever said, I'm good with the amount of money I have. And one was Rick Moranis, I believe his name was.
Yeah, he wasn't even back in Ghostbusters. That was
they offered, and he was like, "No, I'm good."
That's crazy.
Okay, Rick Moranis stopped acting. It's funny. You go back to his previous catalog. The guy was actually a genius. He stopped acting to basically raise his kids, and just never came back. And he makes enough money off royalties and everything. He doesn't need any more money. He's good.
Right.
And they backed the dump truck up to his house for Ghostbusters, and he literally just said, "No, I'm good, thanks."
Yeah.
That is rare. Nice. I don't think that's Christopher Judge, though.
I don't know. All indications are, he's the only one we haven't heard from. As far as saying, yeah, let's do this. He's not on Brad's podcast. There's definitely a Tilk disconnect, or there's definitely a Christopher Judge disconnect when it comes to Stargate.
Maybe he doesn't get along with him.
Maybe. I don't know. He was an adored character, critical to the show success. He's iconic. I think we do need to hear from Christopher Judge. We need to hear more.
Well, I'll tell you this. The second Christopher Judge opens his mouth and gives us anything of substance about Stargate, we will make a video about it. And I'll tell you why. Can I tell him why, Shane?
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Because this bothers me right here. Not that. Sorry, that was loud. Let me show you something that genuinely bothers me. Daniel Jackson.
Oh gosh.
Samantha Carter. Jack O'Neill. What is the next one in line, bro?
It's Tilk, man.
Yes. I didn't realize this, but after I made these thumbnails and I was organizing the playlist, I'm like, oh my God, I literally made them all like in a row.
Yeah,
I made the characters.
You do have them down there on the Scary Sci-Fi viruses, which people didn't watch, and I wish they would go and watch that.
Oh yeah, there is Tilk down there.
He is on one of the thumbnails right below that, but it's not a Stargate centric one. It's basically one of the viruses in Stargate that we talk about.
Yeah, and no one watched the video, so that video's been out for a year. It has 10,000 views. The last
year and a half now.
The RDA video yesterday went up less than 24 hours ago and has 23,000 views.
Yeah, it has more. Yes, it has more views in a day than that one does. But I think you're right. And we did reach out. We've reached out to Christopher Judge on several occasions to try to get him to, talk about the show or do something. I'll keep trying to beat on his door. Maybe at some point, if this becomes a little more active, we can hear more from him.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, if you guys haven't had a chance to go see the new video, go check it out. It'll give you pretty much all the information on what's happening right now with Stargate. And of course, the moment something else comes out, we will have another one available and ready to go.
That we will. But we're going to save our next video tease for the member section, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh man.
If you want to hear about what the next video is going to be for the following week, definitely become a member.
You guys, okay. And girls, I don't know. People watching. Listen. I'm so excited about this next video. And I can't tell you why, because it would give too much away. But it is so much different than anything we've done before. And so if you're a member and you're watching this on the Unleashed channel, you gotta get over to the Prime channel when we move, because, I'm sorry, the main channel when we move, because I can't wait to share this. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, it'll be great.
All right,
you guys are gonna enjoy it, I think.
Let's move on. Let's talk about. Wait a minute. Wait.
Yes, it's time.
Wait. Let me check on our guest. We have a very special guest coming in soon.
So we're checking to see if the Dork Knight is there.
Yeah.
Is he in the green room?
Dork Nizzle. I don't see him yet.
Oh, he's not in there. Okay. Well, then perhaps we need to keep going.
Yeah. Let me just quickly check on him real quick.
It might be, it might be that earlier when I said that he was the Kato Kalin of he might have just said, I'm not going on that show. I actually haven't been. You've had the luxury of being with him on at least one show, right?
Yeah, he's an awesome dude.
The Salty Nerd podcast.
He might still be on the Home Gang right now. The Home Gang, whatever it's called.
Is that the Salty Nerd show Saturday?
Yeah. I'm in there. Huh. I didn't realize this. I'm actually in their group Twitter thing. I guess because I was on their show once. And they just never removed me. Oh yeah, I'm literally in their Home Gang. It's me and those 3 guys.
Yeah.
And they just left me in there because I was on their show once. I gotta go on their show again. He might be doing that though. He might be just doing that.
Well, let's go. While you're looking into it, I'm going to go over here and talk to some of the members, some of the people watching the show.
All right.
Look, Jack O'Neill is actually here with us this morning. This is fantastic.
Jack O'Neill.
Yeah. let me gonna go back here and see. Let's see. Yeah, David Nunya. I like that, David Nunya business. Matrix. Oh no, leave that alone. Okay, we'll talk about that, I'm sure. Let's see. Boba Fett is about Boba Fett making the underworld nice again. I think it will suck. I don't know, David. It's funny. I know he's taking over for Jabba the Hutt, and it seems like he's coming from more of a place of respect instead of like fear. So I mean, we'll see. It could go one way or the other. You're right. We don't know if it's going to be good or not. I know that actor is definitely against PC culture, so I don't know if he's going to allow himself to be marginalized. We'll have to see whether or not enough money will do that. John Burns. So is the proposed idea of remake of Twins starring Peter Dinklage and Jason Momoa officially dead in the water? John, I will look into that for you because
please let us see that.
Awesome. That would be awesome. I want.
That sounds awesome.
Danny DeVito.
I'd watch that so hard.
Amanda was in Sanctuary. Yep, she was.
Sanctuary. That's what it was. Yes, yeah. And that's one of those shows where it's like, it's sort of weird, but it's also really fascinating, and it has like clearly a very rich universe to explore. But also, like 80% of the show is shot on green screen, and it's sort of obvious, But it's obvious in a way that's almost impressive. Like, wow, everything around them, like literally everything is green screen right now.
Right.
Like the entire thing is green screen. It's sort of crazy how much work would go into that. But because of the time it came out, it was pretty obvious that was the case. Although great writing. The writing was fantastic. Some of the characters really cool. And a lot of Stargate alum were on that show.
Yes. Jack O'Neill says it's definitely time to get the band back together again. Well said.
Yeah, boy.
John Burns, question. After chatting with Brad Wright, what are the odds of Dark Matter getting a 4th and 5th season? Also, Stargate Dark Matter crossover. That's interesting because Joseph Malazzi is, of course, Dark Matter. Him and Brad Wright work together on Stargate. We know that Joseph wants more Dark Matter. The question is with everything happening right now, is anybody willing to pay for it? Now, if Joseph gets a chance to be on with Brad, which is what he wants to do for a reboot of Stargate, then you might be able to see some of that crossover. Maybe they could work on that together. So that's a really great question. If we find out more, we'll share it with you.
Yeah. Although I can tell you about Dark Matter, Joseph, when he was on PJ's show, he did say that they were trying to shop it around for a while, but they weren't. I guess they had problems with like multiple people have to be on board. It's not one person that owns it. So,
well said. Let's see. Jack O'Neill says, yes, the crossover was certainly planned. I was so looking forward to that. Here's hoping for future possibilities. Rick Moranis, John Burns says, Rick Moranis was also introduced to 2020 by a Ryan Reynolds commercial and then got sucker punched in New York shortly after. And then John Burns
he got sucker punched. That's right.
Yeah.
What kind of person just randomly punches someone in their stomach?
Not a good person. Yeah. And then John Burns says everything is green screen in its own way.
Yeah, John, I'm with you too, man. I miss Dark Matter, and I gotta tell you, if you like Dark Matter and you like Firefly, there's a show on TV you should check out. It's called The Rookie, and it's starring Nathan Fillion from Firefly and the main character, and I forgot her name, from Dark Matter. And I'll tell you why. It's not a sci-fi show. It's not.
I was gonna say, yeah,
it's not. But what it is, what is a sci-fi show? It's a show set in the future, usually involving a crew of people on a mission, right? The Rookie, if you imagined it set in the future, would be the same thing.
Are there
Melissa O'Neill is the main character from Dark Matter, and she stars alongside Nathan Fillion in The Rookie. And I gotta tell you, man, The Rookie, it's a cop show, but it's a good cop show. And season 2 is a little weird, but season 1 and 3 are fantastic, and they're great. And their chemistry together is so good. And Melissa O'Neill is fantastic. I would check that out.
Are there any laser or disruptor weapons?
No, there isn't. But there's oddly weird references to Firefly and Castle.
Well, how fast can they do the Kessel Run?
I like how Nathan Fillion will always bring like a random reference from like his previous shows into his newer shows, even though he's playing a 50-year-old man who just signed up for the police force in LA or something. He still talks about like, I lived in New York once. Yeah, I might have worn a brown coat at one point in my life, like that kind of weird little. Only the deep cut super nerds would catch the
right
the tip the member berries. It's great. It's good.
Welcome
it's
back.
It's a good show.
Yeah. Welcome Backyard TARDIS. Rookie is good. Yes. Andrew Titchener. I'm late. Andrew, you're never late, man. When you show up, that's when things start happening.
Oh, now we can start. Andrew's here. Let's go. My name is Brian. That is Shane. I'm okay.
Woo! This is the Popcast, and it's yeah. So if Dork isn't going to show up, Dork Knight's not going to be here. No problem. We'll just keep cruising, and then if he shows up, then that's cool.
I think he's still in the show. So I'll tell you what. Well, let's just keep going, and when he shows, she shows. No big deal. Yeah.
That's the best we can do. So the next thing
I do want to introduce our fans. This guy, I like him a lot. He is really funny.
Yeah, I got to tell you, Brian. Typically, usually Brian doesn't talk nicely about a lot of people. Only our fans he says good things about, and everybody else
say good things about you guys. Right? Everyone else, I'm like, they're okay.
So the fact that he's been talking about this Dork Knight guy so much, I'm starting to think that I'm starting to wonder. He must be a really great guy. So.
He's just one of those guys who's he's funny. He holds a conversation. He's just a charming dude, man.
All right.
And let's be honest. I don't know why Dork Knight, if you ever watch this, start a YouTube channel, dude. I don't get it. Like you go on all these shows, but you don't have your own YouTube channel. You are more entertaining and charming than most of the people that we hang out with, right? That have hundreds of thousands of subscribers on YouTube. Not throwing shade at them, but like you have a more of a raw talent. And your ability to hold a conversation and speak, and your voice is nicer than most. You should definitely start a YouTube channel, my dude. I'm just saying.
And yeah, so he's like the dude from The Big Lebowski. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, he just sort of shows. He just shows up in all these live streams, and he even has a set and everything. He has his own logo. Like,
Wow. All right.
He clearly.
So he just needs to video it up.
He literally just needs to start a channel.
Maybe he needs someone else to kick off things. Maybe he's more of a specialist as opposed to a big picture guy.
I have a very specific set of skills.
We won't know. We won't know until he comes on the show. So let's move on.
That's true. All right, move on. All right, let's talk about Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has determined that he will replace Daniel Craig as James Bond. I like how the way this is worded.
Yeah.
Dwayne Johnson has got to be Bond, determined to replace Daniel Craig. All right, so this just it, everybody. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will be James Bond.
I mean, the way he's going, it seems like he does whatever he wants. I mean, the only thing he has going against him is I don't think he has the accent.
Yeah, plus he's like 3 times the average James Bond size.
I just can't believe
He looks more like a James Bond villain than James Bond.
He does. Well, what's interesting about that is you're not too far off, because what's interesting is that Dwayne Johnson's grandfather was a Bond villain.
No. Wait. Lockjaw?
Yes. He was a Bond villain in You Only Live Twice with Sean Connery.
Was it Lockjaw?
No, it wasn't Lockjaw.
Was it the guy with the metal hat?
No, I don't. He said, well, he actually doesn't say which villain he was. Let's see. It says he was, my grandfather was a Bond villain in You Only Live Twice with Sean Connery. It was a very, very cool. And I would like to follow in his footsteps and be the next Bond. I don't want to be a villain. Got to be Bond. So let's find out who was the Bond villain in You Only Live Twice. Because I don't follow all the Bond villains. But we should be able to figure it out because he's probably going to look Samoan. Right?
Yeah.
You Only Live Twice. Plot cast. Here we go. Well, Akiko Wakabashiki.
That was the guy with the metal hat, I think, bro. I'm not crazy.
No, are you sure he was he Samoan or was he Asian?
Yeah, I don't know.
Let's see.
I don't know. I don't see race.
Oh, here we go. No, Japanese actor.
No, he's Japanese. You're right.
Tamba.
Yeah, right. Actually, that's not the right person.
Right? That guy's short.
Yeah, he's too short.
Okay, we can find this out fast.
Is it weird that I really want to see a Jungle Cruise 2?
No, I mean they were good together. Emily Blunt was good.
They were fantastic together, right?
Mm-hmm.
I really want to see it too. Like one wasn't like awesome. It was okay. It was good enough. There was good moments. But I desperately want to see it too. I want to see more of that, the mythology of that universe. It's such a cool universe. Like it's the universe of Jungle Cruise reminds me of almost like a steampunk type alternate reality, where everything is very similar to our alternate reality, but there's a little bit of mysticism, and the technology is a little more advanced for its time, and it has that vibe where it reminds me of every cool science fiction anime or whatever that takes place in like the past with a bunch of those big balloon, what are they called?
Yeah.
Zygites, whatever they're called, Zeppelins.
Zeppelins, yeah.
Yeah, Zeppelins everywhere, and everything looks like it was made out of clockwork. And I don't know, the Jungle Cruise has that. Whoever did the set design for that had that mentality, I think, and I loved that. I love steampunk so much.
Yeah, I mean, it'll be interesting to see. But in the meantime, look up Dodge Driver. So that was the character. He was a henchman working for Japanese industrialist and Spectre member Osato. He was a minor character, and it looks like he was played by Samoan American wrestler Peter Maivia, who was also the grandfather of famous Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh, and if you look at the picture here,
I see
you can see it. You can see the resemblance.
Check it out.
There he is. Try to pull him over for me if you can.
Yeah, my bad.
But, you can kind of see it there. So The Rock is inspired by his grandfather, who had this kind of bit role in James Bond. And now he wants to be James Bond.
So everybody knows that if Dwayne The Rock Johnson is not a presidential nominee in the next 16 to 18 years,
he's gonna be old in that, man, but he'll still look good.
I mean, dude, the current president is what, 80 years old?
Yeah, well, yeah, so he'll definitely look better. But big guys don't live as long, bro.
How old is the Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
He's in his 50s.
I love how Dwayne The Rock Johnson has made it.
We've done this so many times.
It's the zeitgeist for you to say Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Gosh. Dude, Dwayne Johnson is a year older than I am. Wow.
All right. So we are unhealthy and we need to make some better decisions in our life.
We got to start getting up at 5 a.m. to not get on the computer, but to go exercise.
Yeah, I got back from that truck run last night at like 3 a.m, and I had 2 slices of extra cheese pepperoni pizza. And I've been very good on my diet, but when I go on these all-night binges, I do this thing where I just like stop caring about my health. It's not good. It's like I'll go, well, I've been awake for like 30 hours, so I'm gonna eat whatever the hell I want to eat.
Yeah, you go into survival mode. That's right. You're in survival mode. You're no longer, So we get it, man. So Dwayne Johnson, look at this dude. He wants to be Bond. Look at what he's doing right now. Okay, let's talk about what this guy's in. He's currently has 7 projects in the work. 7 projects. He's doing Black Adam. He's doing San Andreas 2, Big Trouble in Little China, and then 4 other projects. Okay. Plus he's doing WWE stuff, wrestling stuff. How does he have time for James Bond? It really wouldn't work.
I don't know.
Now, he's not the only guy talking about James Bond. Now, this is going to sound crazy. Since this article came out, guess who else says that they want to be James Bond?
Oh, I know.
Who?
The little guy.
Well, the little guy.
What's that little guy's name? Hart. Hartman. Hart.
Kevin Hart. No, Kevin Hart did not say that.
Because if I was Kevin Hart, the first thing I would do after The Rock said this would be like, oh yeah, I want to play James Bond too.
Yeah. Well, Ryan Reynolds said, I hear they're looking for a new Bond.
Oh my God, that would be great. Oh my God, are they going to start a weird rivalry like him and Wolverine did? How great would that be?
That'd be cool.
Oh,
well, he said here, could you accept a Canadian sipping gin and tonic instead of a martini? If so, I'm interested.
Dude, Ryan Reynolds has an alcohol company where he makes like some kind of vodka or something, some kind of hard liquor, right?
Yeah.
And he does these like marketing commercials on social media where he'll talk about like mixed drinks. And he's like, all right, everybody, this is the drink I call the vasectomy. And it's like, for all you dads out there who just had their second and, just need to relax a little bit. And he starts making like this drink. And he's spilling it over the place. And he doesn't know how to, he's obviously not a bartender, right?
Right.
And they just sort of cuts to him drinking. He's like, and that's the vasectomy. And you're like, this guy can do anything. Him and Dwayne Johnson are just marketing geniuses, dude. Because I'm not even a drinker. And I'm like, where do I buy that alcohol? Right now. I need to buy that right now.
Well, he actually sells gin. It's called Aviation.
Aviation. That's what it's called.
Yeah. American. Yeah. And he sells gin. But, these two are not the only ones who said they want to play James Bond. Guess who else wants to play James Bond?
Adam Sandler.
Adam Sandler does not want to play James Bond. He does not. But I will say the person who's also just said they want to play James Bond actually would probably be a more likely James Bond. And it's somebody we've already talked about today. It's Tom Holland. Says he really wants the role of 007.
He'll never get it. He looks like a child.
Well, what's funny is he has the right accent for it. So they're not going to, let me tell you something right now. They're not going to pick someone who doesn't have a British accent.
By the way, we got Dork Knight in the green room.
Already showed up. This was the story we had him for too.
Uh-oh. I hit the wrong button. Oh, wait. That's not the right button either. Where's the right? Right there. Wait, that's close enough. What's up, Danny? How you doing, brother?
Hey, doing good, man. Thanks for having me on. Sorry I'm late. I just finished up over at the Salty Nerd.
Yeah, our boys. Yes. Listen,
we did this to you on purpose.
Everyone, if you guys don't know who this is The Dork Knight, Mr. Danny. He's on the Salty Nerd podcast and the Home Gain a lot. He does a lot of live streams. He has a cool set and a logo, and for some reason doesn't have his own YouTube channel. We got to talk about that later, my dude.
For sure.
We definitely need to talk about that because, hey, it's nice to meet you finally. We haven't had a chance to get together, but we've been excited to have you on the show for 2 weeks now. We got to talk about this. We've been talking about you the whole show, even though you weren't here.
Oh, no. We'll have to go back and watch it and find out.
You are an enigma wrapped in a riddle. And Brian has been just singing your praises all morning. And so we want to hear about your journey as far as being a YouTube star without a YouTube channel. Can you explain this?
Yeah. I don't know. I just I like to talk, and people invite me. I've done quite a bit of different shows over the years, but primarily nerdy stuff like this. I started I do I'm here in Vegas. I owned a company called Fat Beard Studios. That's what that logo is. And then in 2016 I had a heart attack, and so I had to lose weight. And when I lost weight, normally I'm like, hold up, oh, I don't have my thing because this isn't StreamYard. So I was going to show you guys. So normally I'm clean shaven now, but it's No Shave November, and believe it or not, this is only 20 days.
Wow.
Yeah, this is
Rocking
20 days. That's crazy.
Wow.
Oh, I used to have a beard, like a ZZ Top beard. I can probably pull a picture up. It's up there.
I was gonna say, last time I saw you, you were clean shaven.
Yeah, no, it like happens fast. So I rebranded and became I've always been, personally, I was always the Dork Knight, like even the word dork is in my phone number, my Twitter handles, the Dork Knight LV, and so I've always gone by that. And so I used to be like, Fat Beard, the Dork Knight. And then I rebranded when I lost all the weight, and started shaving and wearing suits. Like I think I sent Brian that picture. So I was kind of going for the Danny Ballard, Bruce Wayne vibes with suits and stuff. And then the Dork Knight, is the guy, who'll get your you do all your marketing and blast your business out here in Vegas. So I used to do a bunch of events, like so I did the Walking Dead viewing parties, and they got so big I actually got contacted by AMC, had to hire a lawyer to represent me so I could continue to do the parties. And it's kind of like the Super Bowl. So you can't say Super Bowl in any of the ads or anything like that.
Yeah, you have to say Superb Al.
Yeah, or the big game. Like that's the one most bars uses, the big game. So all I had to do was make a couple tweaks. So instead of calling it the Walking Dead viewing party, what do we call it? We called it the oh fuck, I don't remember. It's like the number one zombie drama on television viewing party. It was something ridiculous like that, and we couldn't use any of their images. So I did a lot of original art and mashups and things that would fall under parody. Like I did a really cool mashup of the first Evil Dead poster where Ash is like holding the chainsaw up.
Oh,
like
yeah,
this.
yeah.
So I did that with
my boomstick.
Yeah, so I did that with Rick, and holding what was it? I think it's like the axe instead, or the little thing, and with Carl instead of the girl, like in the background with the hat on. So I'll have to pull that up and show it to you. So and we made them like mini conventions. So I'd have them at different places, and we had like I would get interviewed and talk to like nerd junkies. I don't even know if they're still around. The Nerd Locker, which I also don't know if they're still around. Nerd Farm. These were like podcasts that would come and cover me. I'd be guest on. Nerd Caves was another one. And it was cool. We'd have vendors. It was like a mini, almost like a mini convention, like where, and we have, I used to do the marketing for Evil Dead, the musical on the Strip, and did all their fat tunes and stuff like that. So they would come out in costume, and like, do photo ops. We'd give away like, tickets to the show and things like that. And, like host trivia after, like we'd make it like mini weekly events. And then when they killed Carl, I said, screw this show. And I stopped doing the parties, and it really did come down. I haven't watched a single episode since the one where they killed Carl, because I was so upset, being a fan of the comics, that they would do that. So I just kind of like, it just kind of happened, just by the virtue of me doing events. And I've been very blessed where I typically only work with businesses. So, now I'm Dork Knight Designs and Marketing instead of Fat Beard Studios. And I've been able to work with businesses that I enjoy working with. Like I worked with Insert Coins. I really miss them. They were a huge, they were on Fremont Street. It was a video game bar, barcade, or what have you. We did the logo, the websites, like marketing materials, flyers, like events, things like that. And that place was super dope. And then I also worked with High Scores, which was another barcade attached to another one called Players Club. And sadly, the pandemic put them out of business, which was a real bummer. And then I worked with I was the marketing director of Critical Care Comics for almost 8 years. And so I ended up getting into that scene. I worked with Rogue Toys. I was one of the first year the Level Up Expo came out. I was a part of that board. So just kind of always been, I've worked with multiple comic book shops out here. Like back in 2011, I worked with Maximum Comics, which used to be a chain of stores. I think they're down to, they used to have 4, now they're down to 2. And they might just drop back to their original store. Just, pandemic's been rough on people. I worked with Cosmic Comics, still to this day, work with Cosmic Comics. The owner's like one of my best friends. So, just by, and then like I've also been on Jocelyn Sharp. She's a comedian out here. I've been, on her podcast, and just talking like, I was on, what was it? Spit the Wit with Frankie Almost. That's the one where I told my heart attack story. So, just by just getting out there and doing things. And I guess, but as far as me managing my own channel and doing that, because like even the guys, it's Salty Nerd, they're like, because I've been lobbying for like, give me a Sunday wrestling show, you know what I mean? Because I love wrestling.
He loves wrestling. Yeah.
And I'm like, just give me just look behind me, got all this wrestling stuff up here. And they're like, dude, just start your own channel. I was like, man, I don't even have it. Like I just have a YouTube account so I can watch YouTube videos and comment and stuff like that. I've never uploaded a video, and I don't really, I don't have my own channel. I don't know. I feel like I was trying to explain to the guys, like, I don't want to have to start from scratch when, like, I'm literally am a permanent member of the Home Gang, every Saturday. They just dropped, I'm a frequent fill-in guest. Like they just dropped an episode the other day that I was on this coming Friday, where we were talking about Invasion, which is a terrible show, and I wish I didn't have, like, I was never planning on watching it, and they're like, hey, would you like to fill in for Alex while he's out of town? I was like, oh yeah, of course. What are we doing? And they're like, well, we're gonna do Foundation episode 9. I was like, oh, perfect. I'm already watched Foundation. I love it. And then we're like, we're gonna do an episode where we're going over terrible holiday themed horror movies. I was like, all right, cool, And then they were like, and then Invasion. I was like, oh God, how many episodes are out? And they're like, this will be on episode 6. And I was like, oh my God, can I just watch your reviews and then only watch episode 6? Talk about it like, and they're like, no, you really gotta, go straight to the source. So
I saw Invasion. It is rough.
It is, man. And I had to binge
rough
those 6 episodes. And and I'm taking notes, and you guys really ought to watch the that episode, because it's really funny, because I'm just like, normally I'm not the salty one. Normally I try to bring, sprinkle a little bit of positivity and light.
Yeah.
But that one, no, I was just all salt. I was just so
what the problem was? It sold you a bad bill of goods, because it's like, oh, Apple TV is doing a science fiction show about an alien invasion. Oh man, it's gonna be
Sam Neill's in it. You know,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna be great. No. Slow as F. Oh my god.
Yeah,
we gotta apologize to you, brother, because we were calling you the Kato Kalin of YouTube channels. Since you're hanging out at everybody's house and stuff. I don't know if that makes Salty Nerd Guys OJ Simpson, but
I hope
certainly
we're really glad you're here.
Certainly, you're that Matt.
Yeah,
OJ Simpson of Nerd Podcast.
But no, I mean, thank you guys so much for having me on. Maybe I'll I don't know if if you guys are interested in helping me out. Like I said, I'd rather if I could just get like a show on the Salty Nerd. They've already got a start. I mean, I don't have I don't know, like 2,000-3,000 subscribers or whatever, but I would be starting from zero. And they've got some people in there that do enjoy the wrestling content, and there's a wrestling channel in our Discord. Cool. saltynerddiscord.com, shameless plug, sorry.
Nice.
So yeah, I mean, we'll see. I just I'm really passionate about like comics and things like that, and and I used to be an avid collector. I mean, sadly, like 3 Christmases ago, so ever since I was a kid, like about 12, 13, I started collecting comics, and specifically Amazing Spider-Man. And it was kind of it was always my goal to get the entire run. And I almost had the entire run. I was literally about 50 some odd issues shy of having the entire run. And most of them were like early, the earlier, like, obviously I didn't have like 1 through 10 or something like that, but it made national news. My collection, which was worth over $167,000 at the time, which I didn't even know because that's not why I was collecting them, wow. Was stolen. And it was, and it just kind of broke me. And so I don't collect comics anymore, but I'm still really, really passionate about it. And hopefully we get to talk about, if you didn't already, that Spider-Man trailer.
Actually, we got to talk. We talked about it earlier, but we'd love to hear your take on everything happening with Spider-Man. If you got a few minutes to go over it.
Oh man, I'll talk all damn day. So you guys, you have to dial me back. So when the pictures were released in that magazine, I forget the name of the magazine, a few weeks ago, with
Variety.
Was it Variety?
Yeah.
Okay, where they had Doc Ock, and it was the first time you saw Doc Ock's arms with the red and gold on it.
Yes. Yeah.
I said I was on the Salty Nerd podcast. Heck, it could have even been the episode you were on. I don't remember, but and I said, like, my theory was, I bet you, because everybody was like, oh, like they had the weird take, like maybe he was like an alternate version of Doc Ock, or some, maybe it was like Stark Tech, from wherever he was, even though there was no Iron Man or Tony Stark in the Raimi verse. And I was like, no, man, he has the inhibitor chip, which he's got the AI that help him control the arms, and the nanobot suit of Spidey's is AI. And I bet you Doc Ock absorbs it in their fight.
Yeah.
And that's why you don't see that suit like later, because, from the trailers, you pretty much, I bet you Doc Ock destroys that suit in that fight. And they confirmed it in that trailer when he slams him up against the post, and Peter's mask has to shift down, the part where he's like, "You're not Peter Parker." So
you're not.
I felt very vindicated because it's on video, it's dated. I was like, I got it right finally. Yeah,
it's true.
So no, I am so excited. Like we did talk about this a little bit on the cast I was just on, but I haven't been this excited for a movie since the first Tobey Maguire Spider-Man, just because I've been such a huge Spider-Man fan my whole life.
Right.
So are you excited because you think Tobey Maguire might be in this movie?
Oh, I know he's in it. No, I'm okay. So no. So if you look at the trailer, this new trailer, first of all, have you guys seen the hoopla over the Brazilian version.
Yes.
With the lizard getting kicked by a phantom.
Yeah, invisible force.
Well, there's definitely 3 Spider-Man in that scene because there's.
Yes.
I mean, come on.
In because you've got Tom Holland Spider-Man in the middle diving towards Sandman.
Right.
And then you've got Electro top aiming for somebody else, and then Lizard getting kicked in the face by somebody else. So I'm telling, like, that's definitely it. And then there was I was watching this guy with a VFX channel on YouTube who was kind of breaking it down. There was the one scene where like Tom Holland Spider-Man like does a superhero landing like on the Statue of Liberty.
Right.
It's right before this scene that you just got pulled up, and they show like right before. Oh man, if you find it, no, is this it?
It's coming up right now. It's coming up right now.
Hold up.
Yeah.
Where he lands on it.
Yeah, he's about to land on it. Watch. Yeah. I know what you're talking about. And there's clearly two spots there with motion blur, right?
Exactly. Yeah, right. Yeah, that one there.
Snaps. I went back too far.
Oh yeah, it's fine. It goes fast, but like you can tell. And then the guy on his channel, he inserted.
There it is.
Yes,
right
this one here. Yes. So I'm pointing at it like you guys can see what the hell I'm pointing at. But so on the right of the screen, to his left, there's a blur. There's a
right
blur
here.
there. Yeah, where it looks like they pulled somebody out, and then there's another one on the tip.
Yeah. So the blur is right here, where it's clearly a motion blur. It's like they pulled him out, but they left the motion blur effect behind.
Yeah,
and right here, there's motion blur at the tip of the.
So then he put in the other 2 Spider-Men in like a similar pose in those spots, just to kind of like, not that that's going to be exactly what it looks like, but just to kind of show how it could look. And oh my God, dude, I am so beyond excited. Like everybody, like a lot of people are mad because they didn't show Tobey Maguire and Andrew Garfield. I'm like, well, no, man. Like for example, think about Phantom Menace. I know that you might not want to, but if you think about Darth Maul was regardless of what you think about that movie, Darth Maul was a badass character.
Yeah,
right?
it was. Yeah.
And but how much in the trailer, I think it was the second trailer they dropped for it, where they show him bust out the double-sided saber, right? Mm-hmm. Imagine how much more badass it would have been had they not shown you in the trailer.
Yes.
And you saw it for the first time in the theater.
In the theater. That would have been so sick.
Yeah. So that's
it's not like we're going to see the movie anyways.
Right. So that's why I'm like, dude, I think Sony's marketing department is freaking genius. Like the way they've been handling this. They've been getting all this free. They've only had to release one teaser and one trailer. And the trailer a month before the movie comes out, and they didn't even release a movie poster, until like 2 months before the movie came out. But like it broke all these records with the teaser, and I'm sure it's probably broken records with the trailer as well. But like it was viewed more times than even the Endgame, which had previously held the record.
Right.
And they're just letting all of us fans and all these YouTubers and people who do all their marketing for them.
Well, yeah, they sent John Campea a couple pictures, right?
Oh, they definitely sent John Campea some pictures.
I mean, it's
or John Campea just blew up his entire career for views. One of the two.
So what's up with the chat? It says only channel subscribers can. Oh, well, that's fine. I'm a subscriber. So
let's see, it says here, Broken Birds is excited to hear. It says yes, Danny.
Yeah, she's it's not letting me type in it. What the hell?
What?
I subscribe.
Is it
That's
not
weird?
Oh, maybe you're subscribed to the wrong channel.
That's probably in the member section.
We have 2 channels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh well, yeah. Broken Bird. She's a friend of mine. She was actually. So I was promoting you guys on the previous podcast.
Oh, Danny, real quick, this scene right here. I don't know if you've heard about this, but this is definitely deep fake. Okay, so when Mary Jane falls over the side, look at this shot right there. That is not Tom Holland's face. It is Tom Holland's face, but that's not Tom Holland. I think that's Andrew Garfield and I think they deep faked Tom Holland's face over Andrew Garfield.
It looks pretty weird.
Yeah. Well, I was saying, oh gosh, I'm glad you brought this part up. So I want to try something.
Because it looks weird. And think about this.
I got the chat to work.
Right, in the Andrew Garfield movie, Mary Jane dies. He can't save her.
Gwen Stacy.
I'm sorry, Gwen Stacy. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
Gwen.
And this is remember, it's not Mary Jane. It's just MJ because like her name's weird.
I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah,
but
Gwen
fine. Stacy died. MJ. Yeah, it's not actually. By the way, I hate the casting of Zendaya. By the way, but I'm okay with it because I get Spider-Man still. But yeah, Gwen Stacy dies. So imagine the comparison between. Now he has a chance to save.
Oh yeah, dude! And look at the way they even frame like how MJ's falling, very similar to the Gwen Stacy's fall. Yep. And I don't know. I think it would be so satisfying and so beautiful if it is Andrew Garfield that saves MJ.
This is not. This image, this frame. Is wrong.
Yeah.
Look, I'm a motion designer. That's my day job, right? I design motion graphics for our videos.
Oh wow.
And you can tell that the face doesn't belong on this head. It's off. Either post-production tweaked it for other purposes to hide in the background.
So I just put it on my TV because it's a little bit brighter because it's kind of dark. I think I see what you're saying. So if like you look in between his ear and his right eye, you can kind of see like
dimensions don't work, bro.
Yeah.
Okay. Tom Holland has a different shape of face than Andrew Garfield, and like somebody expertly did their best here to deep fake this in, but this is a deep fake, dude.
Man, I cannot wait to see this movie just to confirm or not.
Listen, either this is a deep fake or there was so much post-processing on this scene for some reason, maybe to hide other things or whatever, that it tweaked the dimensions in a poor way. But either the dimensions were tweaked in a way that damaged like the way his face is aligning up with his head. Right? Or this is Andrew Garfield, and they're hiding it by putting Tom Holland's face on Andrew Garfield's head.
Oh man, I'm so we will. But I mean, I could talk about this. Like, dude, I think Aunt May is going to die.
Oh, there's that scene. Look at that.
Yeah. See, like,
how perfect. It's exactly like the Andrew Garfield movie.
Yeah. So
let me ask you a question, Danny.
Yeah.
See, now look at Tom Holland's head. Okay.
Yeah.
That's Tom Holland.
Right.
Okay? The previous picture.
Yeah, you're right.
Is a completely different person.
Different shape.
Yeah, it's a different shape head. It's a different shape of a head. All right. So let me ask you a question. Out of all the three Spider-Man, which one do you think is the most marketable and genuine of Spider-Man?
Oh, how do you mean? Like
which one is the most like? If they had to pick only one going forward, which one you think would be the best one going forward? Marketability,
those are two,
age,
right?
Comic book accuracy.
Okay, so just because Father Time's an asshole, I mean, and I'm not saying this is my personal favorite, but I mean, kind of Tom Holland. I mean, I've never really I always thought Andrew Garfield's take, I never liked it. I mean, he was a good Spider-Man, but I did not like him as Peter. And who knows if he was even Spider-Man? I mean, he's under a suit. It could be like a stuntable, but his Peter Parker was just too damn cool. I've been reading Spider-Man my whole life. Peter Parker was never that cool. Skateboarder, gets the chick, like he didn't really it felt off. It didn't feel.
Yeah, he felt more like a Brock, didn't he?
Yeah, and
but he is definitely of the three the more marketable actor.
Garfield?
Yeah. Because Tobey Maguire is way too old.
Yeah, but see, here's the thing.
And
with
Tom
Tobey.
Holland's owned by Disney.
Yeah. No, right. So here's my selfish secret.
Tom Holland's owned by Disney. That sounds like he's a slave.
Oh, yeah, right.
He's okay hey, get back in your cage, Tom. Put that ball gag on you.
Hey, Spidey.
Hey, Spidey. Hey, you want to be Spider-Man?
Gorge.
Gorge, Mickey. Why you make the ball gag so tight?
So we were kind of talking about this in the other one, but you know how like you guys, like I'm sorry, but you guys ever like collect comics back in the day or read
I got comics still.
Okay, so you know how like Spider-Man always had, there was concurrently running titles that took place in like basically like alternate realities or whatever. So you had like the Web of Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Amazing Spider-Man.
Yes, guys. By the way, the multiverse is only new to people that watch movies and TV shows.
Right. Exactly.
And especially in Spider-Man comic books, there's so many versions of Spider-Man. It's crazy.
Spider-Man 2099. There's all kinds of shit.
They did it.
So
Spider-Man
Ultimate
did it
Spider-Man.
before any other franchise did it.
Totally. And that's why you have got Madam Web, with all.
Yes.
So
Danny, I have so many comics. My wife is constantly trying to throw them away.
Oh, that's terrible.
It's terrible.
But I that wouldn't be the first time I've heard something like that. So my selfish secret wish for what's happening with this Sony Marvel crossover multiverse thing is at the end of it, they do it in a way to where like, because DC's kind of doing it with Batman. Why couldn't we have, so Disney can have their Tom Holland MCU Spider-Man doing his thing. And now that we've reset all this, we could have a Tobey Maguire, older Spider-Man, like franchise, or even just give me one movie. Get the band back together. Sam Raimi, get rid of that Avio Rod guy who ruined the third movie. And he's one of the producers over at Sony.
I know.
And have like, it's like, because in the comics, like Peter Parker ends up becoming more like a Tony Stark character with his own, business and things like that. And I think,
which is what the MCU needs.
Yeah, I'm talking about Sony though.
I know, but that's what I'm saying though. What you're saying is exactly what the MCU needs.
Yeah.
So what if this movie is a way to kill off characters and give the MCU back its Tony Stark, replacement?
Yeah, I don't know, man. I'm so excited about the endless possibilities with them doing the multiverse and opening things up. But I would love to see, like grown up Tobey Maguire, Peter Parker, Spider-Man adventures. Like maybe even bring in. Have you guys ever read? I think it's what was that called? I got it in the other room. I think it's Renew Your Vows. It's like a spinoff where it's like Mary Jane, Peter Parker, and their daughter are like a family of superheroes, and they.
I think I've seen that. Yeah.
Damn it! I've got all three books in the other room.
One of the characters has like a black and white like.
I smoke too much weed, man. I forget. Renew Your Vows. I think it's.
Thank you for sharing and on here. That's great.
Oh, well, it's legal, No,
I mean, I'm saying like, thank you for sharing.
Oh, yeah, no worries. Yeah, it is Renew Your Vows. I would love them to do a storyline like that with Tobey Maguire. He's the right age. It would be super cool, and Sony could do it and Disney couldn't say a damn thing about it. But who knows? I mean, that's just me fantasy booking, as they say in wrestling. I know Brian.
I think Sony's trying to get the one up on Disney, and I think that the way they do that is by introducing at the very end of the MCU tale of films that they have contracted with Tom Holland. They introduce the multiverse, and then so Tom Holland's this is the last movie on contract. So they kill off Tom Holland's Spider-Man. Maybe some super heroic fashion. And then they have two other Spider-Man that aren't owned by Disney that they could do whatever they want with. and are still in fans' minds connected to the MCU, but no longer rev share connected to the MCU. If you know what I mean.
So I think, I don't know. I read this one theory that I thought was interesting because I don't think they'll kill Tom Holland off. In fact, Sony could end up, and I think that's what the end of Venom Let There Be Carnage, the stinger, was kind of alluding to. I don't expect to see Venom in No Way Home at all.
But Venom is in that universe now, right?
Or is he? Or is Tom Holland in his? I don't know. It's all confusing.
Oh,
but
snaps.
But
snaps.
So I think what's going to happen is Sony's basically going to steal Tom Holland from Disney. I was reading, I forget where I read this. But like it was interesting because the way the contracts are apparently is he's under contract with Disney for, like, this is his final movie, but Sony owns the rights. And then so they would have the opportunity to make a new contract with Tom Holland.
Sans MCU.
Right.
For their Venomverse or whatever they're going to call it, and bring him in that way. So they let Disney do all the heavy lifting at the beginning to establish this character. And then
the heavy lifting. Yeah. Disney carried this carried this thing the whole way.
And then Sony can just snatch him. Would I be excited about that? Not really. I mean, I'm more like, you guys got to understand, like, just because I was such a massive Spider-Man fan growing up as a kid, that when that first movie came out, it was the same weekend as Attack of the Clones. And I remember it being such a big deal. Everybody was like, oh, that's stupid. That's suicide. And I knew, and it did, by the way, I knew that Spider-Man was going to crush Star Wars. I knew it. And it did, because, Star Wars has been around since, like 77, 78, but we'd never seen Spider-Man on the big screen before. And if I felt that way, I know I wasn't the only one. And obviously I wasn't. There were tons of people who could not wait to see that movie. And other than Spider-Man 2 and Spider-Man, in my opinion, are the two best comic book movies, live action comic book movies. It just, in my opinion. And they're like, in depending on the day, sometimes I say it's Spider-Man, that's the best. And then some, and then Spider-Man 2. Either way, they're neck and neck. I love both of those movies so much. But the anticipation.
I just can't say that after seeing Endgame. Endgame is one of those movies that, like, I understand that Endgame's not a standalone movie. It took 15 movies to set that movie up, but that movie is like the Mona Lisa of comic book movies. And
but
it ruined comic book movies going forward.
Well, I'm going to mess you guys all up because I'm going to say the original Batman was my.
Oh God, no! I'm with you there. Like, like, as you can see, I got my Batman mug. Like, my two favorite characters are Spider-Man and Batman.
Mine
ironically,
too.
Both orphans.
Yeah.
But
Please sit down and tell me what you feel about your mother.
Lay back on the couch.
But no, I listen to the Danny Elfman Batman score all the time. I'm super excited for the Flash movie with Michael Keaton. Speaking of
Ben Affleck, holy moly!
Yeah. Did I mention this already? I might be confusing it with the other shows on, but did I mention that Michael Keaton let the cat out of the bag on the late night show?
You did not.
About Morbius?
No, about he's going to be the sixth member of the Sinister Six.
Oh.
Yeah,
in that Morbius trailer, at the very end, he's like, "Who are you?" He goes, "We are Venom." He goes, I'm just kidding. And I'm like, what?
Dr. Michael Morbius at your service. I thought that was hilarious. Kadish did not like that. Kadish didn't like that at all.
That was genius because, there's a little comedy there in the trailer, right?
And it's a giveaway.
But it's a massive giveaway.
Yeah.
Venom and Morbius exist in the same universe. That is huge.
Well, yeah. I mean, oh man. And then if you look at the graffiti of Spider-Man in that Morbius trailer, it's clearly it's the Sony version of the Spider-Man logo. So it's not the Tom Holland version. So but it says murderer over it. So something similar, I guess, like they're building little things. That's why I think Sony's about to, like, when this contract's up, they're going to snatch Spider-Man, or they're going to do what DC's doing and have, multiple, like you could conceivably have, Sony could have 3 different Spider-Man franchises going at the same time, just like the comics. Look, I don't care. Like, you get Amazing Spider-Man, Spectacular Spider-Man, Web of Spider-Man, whatever, like, I think it's a great time to be alive as a comic book fan.
Oh yeah.
And I just, Tom Holland's like tipping his hat a lot about this being maybe the last of Spider-Man. So we have this theory that Andrew Garfield goes forward as Spider-Man, and him entering Sony's, Venomverse, whatever you want to call it, would make more sense in that way. So that would be interesting to see. It's all going to be exciting to see how it ends up.
It would definitely fit tonally. Garfield would fit more tonally with Venom and Morbius, in my opinion.
That in Tobey Maguire's already done the Venom storyline. So, but I mean, because of that stinger at the end of Venom, Let There Be Carnage, where they've already shown Tom Holland. Yeah, I really think that, like, that guy that whose article I read, I think he might be right on the money with basically, Sony's, let Disney do all the heavy lifting, and they're going to steal him and put him in their Venomverse and not let Disney use, Tom Holland anymore. But who knows? I mean, it's pretty exciting. So yeah.
Well, Brian, I think it's time for us to move over. Danny, have you had a chance to see any Wheel of Time or yet?
No, in fact, they were talking about that, and I actually never even heard about it until about an hour and a half ago when they brought it up.
Got it. How about Discovery? Are you into Star Trek?
Star Trek. So, I love Star Trek.
Wait, okay. You've already said everything you need to say. I've just got it. Go ahead. Where's the butt?
But Discovery's not Star Trek.
Okay. Wait. Let's keep him on let's do Discovery as the first story in the member section.
Okay, hold that
thought, Denny.
Okay.
All right, that said, this is the time, my friends, that we move over to the Prime or main channel. I'm going to stop saying Prime because Shane said stop saying Prime. The main channel.
Confuses people, yeah.
Just a reminder, this show is one long show, but only the first part is done here on the Unleashed channel, and the second part is completed in its entirety on the main channel for members only. If you want to be a member, it's real easy. Popcast.co/join, or hit the very first link. I think it's the first link in the description of this video.
Second link.
Second link, thank you. Get on over to that channel and join the party, because it's a fun party. And that's what we're gonna be talking about. We're gonna be talking about Discovery season 4. A lot of stuff going on with that.
Oh, I haven't watched any of that. That's okay.
Neither
just
have we.
Dropped.
It's okay.
Okay, good. Okay.
We're gonna be talking about Wheel of Time and Ghostbusters Afterlife.
Ghostbusters. Yeah. I haven't seen it yet, but everything Cater said in a non-spoiler way made me even more excited. I was so happy to hear what he had to say about it. So yeah.
Oh, you're gonna love it. It's so
Did you guys see it?
Oh yeah, you're gonna love it.
Oh god, if we're gonna be spoiler chat, I'll have to dip out.
We'll dip you out before we do that one.
All right, guys. So in the chat, I put the link, and in the description is a link. And if you want to just type it in, popcast.co/join, popcast.co. We couldn't afford the M/join.
Okay. See, guys, that we'll have to talk afterwards. I can, I can help with that. Yeah.
You can help us get popcast.com?
Probably. I mean, that's what I do for a living. I'll look into it for you.
Woo! Okay. All right, we got to end the stream soon, guys. All right. So anyways, listen. First thing we're talking about is Discovery Season 4. So we're going to leave the audio on for a little while, but at some point I get tired of hitting the button and the audio stops. So if you want to see the rest of the stream, then come on over to the Popcast main channel, hit that link, and we'll see you there. And I'm just going to pop that on there and pop that off there. And all right, now we're on the main channel. Welcome, members.
Woo!
So first off, Kenneth the Roke is in the house. He's been talking this whole time and we didn't hear you. Kenneth, thank you for reminding me that it was Hive of Scum and Villainy. If I had just looked at the chat, I could have avoided that.
Scum and villainy.
Yeah, we were talking about Twitter. Twitter is a wretched hive of
scum and villainy. I have I went to Star Wars Celebration 3 and I got the I think it's in the other room, but the exclusive figure for that convention, and it's Vader saying on a thing, and if you push the little button, it's that line. He's like well, kind of is like, welcome to Star Wars Celebration 3. Never have you seen a more wretched hive of scum and villainy.
That's awesome.
And it's James Earl Jones doing, like, they got to do the voice. So
I gotta be honest. When I saw the Obi-Wan trailer, I did get these like sort of vibes. Like, you guys remember the Star Wars vibe where when you hear the score and the lightsaber turns on, you're like, you get this excitement. You're like, oh yeah! I haven't felt goosebumps. Yeah, I haven't felt that since Episode 7. But then when I saw the Obi-Wan trailer, I felt that spark, that Star Wars spark, start to tried to reignite in me, because that score is amazing. Like the universe is amazing. The score is amazing. It's just been poorly executed the last 3 films. That's it. Anyways, Jeremy Snyder in the chat.
A lot was. Hey, how do I is it possible for me to see the chat so I can follow along while we're doing this? Or
let me get you that.
Very cool. Yeah, it's exciting to be over here. Thank you, members. We appreciate you guys coming over and hanging with us over here. This is the part where we get to be a little more relaxed. We can share some things with you guys that we don't share necessarily on the other live show. As soon as Brian kills the other stream, are we going on the other side still in audio only?
It's only on audio right now.
Okay, so before we talk about next week's upcoming super secret video, we'll need to cut that off. But we are over here going to be talking about the Wheel of Time review. We're going to be talking about, and I got to see all 3 episodes. If you're a fan of Robert Jordan and his books, which I would consider probably the 3rd best fantasy series of all time, then this is going to be exciting. We're going to be talking Discovery season 4, but also we're going to be talking about Discovery and Paramount taking a big poop on everybody across the world that can't get it on Netflix now, that actually enjoys Discovery if they do. And of course, the Ghostbusters Afterlife review, which we're not going to ruin here for Danny, which we're going to save the juicy tidbits, but he's going to want to watch that movie. I can promise you. And I'll just give you a little taste of why it's so good. If you look at me, I don't look like a guy who gets emotional a lot over movies, but I got emotional over Ghostbusters Afterlife. And I went back and I looked last night and I said, over the last 21 years since 2000, how many movies have moved me emotionally? And I got 12 of them, and that's it. So, and I think Avengers Endgame, that moment where you got Captain America standing there taking on the hordes about to die, and he's just like accepting the fact that this is the end of his life. And then you hear "On My Left." That was probably the last moment before this one, where I had emotional moments.
Nice. Kadish said something really similar. He said, like, almost exactly what you said. He's like, I'm a man, I don't get emotional, blah blah blah.
Right.
But I teared up a little, and Jude was bawling. I'm like, oh my God, yes.
Yes, you will be tearing up, my friend.
I cry at, like, I don't know what's wrong with me, but like a really good life insurance commercial will make me cry. So I'm probably gonna I'll be like Kevin Smith, like snot bubble ugly crying.
Oh God, that's great.
Yeah, I was tearing up. My wife looked at me. She's like, "What's up with you?" And I'm like, "You don't get it. You just don't.
You're not a fan.
You're like a casual fan of Ghostbusters. This is like amazing." And then that one, I'm not gonna spell it, but there's text that comes on the screen that just like I was already there. I was like, oh, and then I saw a text. I'm like,
well, I'm sure they have to. It's not. I wouldn't consider it a spoiler, but there must be a Harold Ramis dedication somewhere, right?
It says for Harold, and it says nice. It says it not at the very end of the movie. It was in the movie, and it was like, oh God.
Like a breaking the fourth wall type of thing in the movie?
I don't think it was breaking the fourth wall. I think it's just sort of reminding fans.
It was towards the end.
Nice. All right, cool.
But don't tell them too much more, because you want to have that moment.
Oh yeah, no,
So good.
I'm really excited. Like, so my I have 4 kids, but I have my 2 youngest. I've got 2 grown, and my 2 youngest, my 12-year-old and my 15-year-old. Yesterday, I got them to watch the Afterlife trailers, and to see if they, because like it's kind of hard, like especially teenage, they're like, they used to love going to movies with their dad,
right?
And now they're like too cool for that. It's like I can't really get them to do it. So I'll always try to like sell them on a movie, like Dune, for example. My daughter had 0 interest. She's a 12-year-old, and my son was like, yeah, he was like, I heard this was based off something. I was like, well, yeah, it's books. He was like, oh, I thought it was based off a movie. I was like, well, there was a movie from 1984, which I love. You want to watch that first? And he was like, yeah. So we watched that, and he loved it. He loved the 84 version.
And then he fell asleep in the new one, right?
He hated the new one. He wouldn't even finish it.
Yeah,
wouldn't even
so
finish
did I.
Yeah.
Everyone loves this movie, and I'm like, this movie
I don't
sucked.
get it. Yeah, it did. It was yeah. I mean, it looked beautiful.
It looked beautiful.
It looked beautiful.
Stunningly beautiful. But the story.
The story was terrible, and it's not a complete story.
It's not a complete story.
Just ends out of nowhere, which I hated.
I feel like there's a handful of us that see the movie for what it is, but the majority of like the YouTube critics out there are just loving this movie. Oh, it's so epic and beautiful. Yeah. I'm like, do you guys even watch science fiction? Like, I don't understand.
Where are you, bro? Like, I'm just like there's a voice, but there's nothing.
Oh, my
like...
bad. My camera.
Oh, there we go.
We keep him in the corner if you can see.
I'm back. But I see some of these reviewers. I'm like, I trust these guys' opinions, and they talk about how beautiful the film is and how wonderful this is, but none of the actual story beats. They're like, why is it good? Is it just good because it's visually appealing? Because there's a shot in this movie that bothers me so much. I know we're not talking about this, but real quick, there's a shot on Arrakis or whatever, that planet, where the ships are coming out of the water, right? And there's a shot of a very blazed out of his mind, high as F, Timothy Chalamet looking at the ships, and then he turns around slowly. He's like this, right? Behind shot, and he goes, and he's slowly looking like this, and you can see the camera pans up and see the ships.
That's a Denis thing,
and he's just looking off into nowhere. Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, we can now.
Oh.
So I'm sorry, real quick. What were we about to say, Shane?
Internet just disconnected for a second, but we're back. Apparently, we didn't lose the stream because it happened so quickly.
Yeah, Danny and I held it together.
I'm sorry, real quick. But there was this shot of, I think YouTube was like, "Yo, they're talking bad about Dune. Shut them off."
You see that? Yeah.
No, but that shot lasted 7 minutes. Right? I timed it. 7 minutes of him looking at ships and then turning around slowly. And yes, I get it. It looks like, man, I want to take a frame of that. If I like the movie, I would take a frame of that and make a wallpaper.
Right? Yeah.
But for the love of God, it did not need to be 7 minutes.
That's Denis, man. That's Denis Villeneuve.
Yeah.
So slow, dude.
It is. There's so... Yeah, I don't want to get on this Dune tangent. Sorry. All I was trying to say is so I was trying to pitch the same thing with Ghostbusters, right? Because they hadn't seen the original. So I'm showing them the trailers, and both of my kids for Afterlife, and both of my kids are like excited. They're like hella down for it. Like it appeals to them. I probably because the younger cast, in the especially for especially because my daughter.
They watched the 1984 original, because after seeing the trailer, I'm like, well, we have to watch the original before we can watch the Afterlife, and they loved it. They were like, oh, I love this, but they loved Bill Murray.
Good.
They like Bill Murray.
Good. So that's what I'm in the middle of that process. So I'm like trying to talk. So my son's down to watch the 84. Ironically, same year as the Dune, the 84 Ghostbusters, but my daughter's not so much, so I'll probably watch it with my son, and then we'll all go to the movies together. and it'll be interesting to talk to them afterwards for like the difference in the viewing experience. Like having her see basically a sequel without seeing the setup, and him having seen both. And then maybe we can talk her into watching it, after the fact. I don't know, but my question was, do you think is it necessary to see the 84 Ghostbusters in order to watch this one, or could you watch this one? It is okay.
No, I don't think it's necessary.
You can watch it. No, I think you can watch it, but and like for kids, that's fine. But I'm thinking that the story is a continuation. This is a continuation story.
Yes, you will not get as much out of Afterlife without watching the first movie.
Yes,
but you can watch it standalone.
So they do like in comics or even sometimes in television shows, because like Stan Lee's big thing was he wanted people to be able, and they don't necessarily do this anymore, but he wanted people to be able to pick up any issue and not feel like they've missed anything. So they'd always have like either some kind of recap or annotations or something like that.
They do that. They do that here.
They do. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
And we need to stop talking about this though, because we're gonna do an actual review.
Well, we don't want to ruin it for Danny on accident, which
That's true.
You have to happen.
Yeah. No. Whenever you guys,
but they do a little recap. It's very clever the way they do it. If you didn't watch 84, you would know the universe that you're sitting in. It works.
Cool. I think so. Yeah, I think it gets you there. It doesn't have the emotional. I'll tell you this: it won't have the emotional appeal if you don't see the first movie, though.
Okay. Yeah. So my youngest, I have twins, but one's younger. She has this very sarcastic sense of humor. And
how old are they? I'm sorry.
They're 10.
Okay.
She has a very sarcastic sense of humor, and she loves Bill Murray in the original. Every time Bill Murray said something snarky or offbeat, she would just laugh like crazy.
Oh yeah.
In fact, when they're in that Gozer's temper, he's like, "Hey, you get in front of me and you get behind me." She laughed her butt off, dude. So when she saw Bill Murray in the movie, she recognized him. She was like, and she went like that. She clapped twice, and I was like, "Yes, hell yes!"
Whoa! Bill Murray's in the new movie?
Damn it! Is that?
I'm just kidding. He's in the last trailer.
I know. Wait a minute. I was gonna say.
Don't let Brian keep talking about this. It will get. I can't tell you how many movies have been ruined by him talking to me.
Okay.
All right. So switching topics then. I don't know.
All right. Well, I got to introduce.
I did promise everybody in the other live stream, so we'll do it really quick right now. Promise them that this crazy Kevin Hart is going to play Gary Coleman. What you talk about, Willis, in an upcoming thing. Have you heard of this this show called what is it? It's a thing with live in front of a studio audience. Have you heard of this, Danny?
No.
So they've been doing it apparently since 2019. And what it is they take old TV shows from like the 70s and 80s, like Different Strokes and
what's it called? Live from a studio audience?
Live in front of a studio audience. And it was originally created by Jimmy Kimmel, Puke. He did this thing where it's pretty cool. So they brought in current actors to play the roles in like Good Times,
Facts of Life, Different Strokes.
Right.
Okay.
So they're getting ready to do Different Strokes, and Kevin Hart is going to be playing the role of Gary Coleman, of course, who's famous for the catchphrase.
What's returning to ABC with episodes of Different Strokes and Facts of Life. Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah. I just found the article about it.
Yeah. John Lithgow is going to be playing Mr. Drummond. And
December 7th.
Yeah. So I was floored by this, and it sent me down this rabbit hole of looking for to watch Woody Harrelson playing Carol O'Connor in All in the Family, and Marissa Tomei playing his goofy wife. And I got to tell you, it's fantastic. And so I'm now excited to see Kevin Hart playing this child actor, the child role.
Well, he's definitely short enough.
Right.
Ooh, shots fired. Is this streaming anywhere?
It looks like it's going to go through ABC television, and it's a special that's getting ready to come up.
Right. Well, it says here that it started in 2019.
Yeah.
So like, are the past episodes? Yeah. Is it 2019 sitcom? Yeah. You don't know if they're.
I've seen clips out there, but I haven't seen the whole episode yet of any of them. They have to be available. I'm sure that ABC, wherever you get your your ABC streaming.
Jesus, another streaming. Like
I know. Is ABC? I was wondering about that. Where can you watch? I'm wondering if it's on Hulu, maybe.
Yeah, maybe. Well, probably. Disney owns ABC, right?
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, so maybe it's, I don't know.
But I don't think it's on Disney Plus yet. So I would say Hulu probably. We'll have to take a look deeper. But I was just fascinated by the idea, and there was a little bit of pushback apparently when they heard that Kevin Hart. It seems like anytime Kevin Hart gets involved in anything, people want to fire back at him.
Oh, well, he just stood up for Dave Chappelle the other day. Did you hear about that story?
Oh no, really? That's
yeah. You have to look into that. Yeah.
Oh, well, I mean, more people should stand up for Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
But it's funny because it says here, it's funny.
Everyone should stand up for Dave Chappelle.
Yeah.
Basic freedom of speech. Jesus.
You disappeared on us again, Brian.
Is he gone?
No, I purposely left.
He does that all the time.
Okay.
Hanging out here.
It's just like
I'm clicking
a ghost talking.
I'll be back. I'll be back when I.
Or like it's like your Al from Quantum Leap.
I'll be back when you need me.
Which was a great character, so that's okay. So here was a tweet that was put out that says at Jimmy Kimmel Live and Norman Lear are lazy. Why would you hire at Kevin Hart for real to play a child when you could have maybe given a chance to an actual child to do something historical?
Jesus,
42-year-old man playing a kid. What a pile of trash.
It's called acting.
I
get so sick when people are like, why don't you hire a handy-capable person to play a handy-capable part? Or why don't you hire, this person to do this part? It's like, because then it wouldn't be acting. The point is they're acting. I hate wokesters, man. Sorry, I don't know if I'm allowed to cuss on here. I apologize.
Well, we're in the member section, so feel free.
But I call this current generation wokesters. I don't know what the correct term is.
I haven't heard that before.
But I'm pretty sure I coined that. I should trademark it so I can get a nickel every time somebody says it. But it's
like the let's get ready to rumble guy.
Yeah. Michael Buffer. I just don't understand. Like, it's like they live for just like getting pissed off and canceling people, or like the righteous indignation and all this. Like, it drives me nuts, man.
Yeah, and it's everywhere now. And what's sad about it, Danny, is I think that you're seeing it in these small, under the microscope. So somebody like, this is a great article, a perfect example of what you're talking about. Sam Joseph Semin from the dailymail.com found a tweet, one of, who knows, thousands and thousands of tweets, found something that was exactly what you talked about, propped it into a story, and now it's magnified by 1,000 times. Whereas in the past, you might not have even heard this person's opinion. Now It's become the face of the story. And so you're right. It's a current day problem. It's a Twitter problem. It's a social media problem. It's a news problem. And God, I hope we get better somehow.
Yeah, do I?
Well, I mean, it kind of starts with the parents, and like, so as a parent, I'm my youngest son. We actually talk about this a lot, and I'm very thankful. He's also on the spectrum. So I don't know if that's got anything to do with it, because I actually almost feel like that's like an evolutionary thing. I kind of envy him in a way, in a lot of ways. But he and I have conversations all the time. He's the same mindset as me, and I don't know if he was born that way or if I just did a good job as a parent. But we are just completely blown away by like how quick people are, like this cancel culture. I just don't like for people to like lose their job over some kind of stupid tweet they did when they were in high school is asinine to me. I mean, like, you're supposed to be an idiot when you're a kid. That's the point of being a kid. You get all your dumb, idiotic shit out of the way, so you learn your life lessons, and then but I don't know, man. I just it really pisses me off. But anyway.
Yeah, hopefully as time moves forward, we'll become more socially conscious, and more people will support Dave Chappelle in these situations where.
Yeah, because like, if you listen to what he was saying, he wasn't being homophobic or whatever, like
transphobic,
or transphobic. He was. Don't even get me started. Sorry. Anyway.
Yeah, I know. We all understand where you're coming from.
Yeah.
All right, so Brian, are you ready to load up our first story?
I'm ready to load up.
Real quick. Sorry, buddy. Let's see. We got some comments over here. Kenneth is lighting it up. He's like, look, you didn't talk to me before. I'm lightened up now. He says, I prefer the Malazan book of the Fallen to Wheel of Time. Kenneth, that is an excellent book series. Very complicated and intelligent book series that I hope will get its day in television as well.
Did you guys ever read the Aporson trilogy? Are you familiar with that by Garth Nix?
No, not that one.
Damn, it's really, really good. Like Kadish, I was surprised he hadn't heard of it either. I rarely reread books, and it's it's 3-bit books, and they're pretty, they're pretty thick with small print. And I've read all 3 of them 3 times.
What are they called again?
Aporson, Sabriel. It's called the Aporson trilogy.
Okay.
So it's Aporson, Shabriel, and I think the other one's called the Necromancer. I'll have to look it up. But it's really, really good, and it's ripe for, like, I think it would make a great, like, Netflix series. But oh gosh, my ironically enough, my cousin, this was so my son's 23, he was 4 at the time, so this is like 19 years ago, I guess, if I did my math right. My cousin Jake actually turned me on to the books, and I love them, man. They're just so good. It's this girl, it's like she's a necromancer, and it's so it's really like fantastical and shit. Now I want to read it again. It's really good. I'm trying to find it. They have the set here. Yeah, Lyriel, sorry, is Shabriel, Lyriel, and Aporson. And it's called the Aporson trilogy.
Oh, well, that sounds interesting. We'll put a link in it below for people to check it out as well.
Yeah.
Kenneth goes on to say they've woke the Wheel of Time. We are going to talk about that, Kenneth.
They were, even though I haven't seen the show, that's exactly what Kadish said. So, yeah, they're doing this to everything.
Well, I wouldn't say, I definitely don't go forward thinking that they've woke it yet, because the thing about the Wheel of Time that people may have forgotten is that it was a very woman-dominated storyline. And so
I'm not familiar with it at all. Like I didn't even hear about it until about an hour and a half ago. So
it's worth a watch. I mean, it's definitely an incredible series. It's 12 novels. Robert Jordan died, and then Saunderson had to actually come in and finish up the series after he passed away. But it's like after Lord of the Rings and probably the Dark Tower, it's right in there in the top 5, I think. But yeah, so definitely we'll be talking about that a little bit later. So Brian, you want to go into the first one?
I do, sir. But before we do that, I have to officially end the other stream.
Yes.
Listen, I know there's still 4 of you guys listening to this, and I'm so sorry, but we are about to talk about next week's video.
Oh, we gotta cut it.
If Shane found out that I left the audio running during this portion, okay? If he found out, he would be so upset with me.
I'd come find you.
He would come find me, and he would break my fingers. So I gotta stop the audio portion. Listen, if you're still watching this on the audio portion, come on over to the main channel. If you can't afford to be a member, I get it. Then just come back and watch this next week, because next week this clip will go up at some point somewhere. Okay. I hope to see you guys on the main.